9 cycles have passed. When the gods deem mortals too powerful, they decree a race between their avatar and the mortals to determine their worth. In the race, the mortals are granted a chance to engage the very gods themselves. The mortals are granted a chance of survival. The mortals are granted a chance to become gods. Lose and see all mortal life removed from the Kryn, and the next cycle begins. This race is the final command of the gods to their mortal counterparts. This is their dying order.
Hello everybody and welcome to the beginning of the stream. It's Tablestory.
It's been 84 years.
Dang, it's been 84 years since we've seen these characters, yeah.
That's right.
Longer and not as long as well, because time at the boundary is a little outside of the rules. A little outside of the rules of time.
What?
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 What are you talking about? Yeah, well, we'll jump into that in a little while. First, we're going to say hello and welcome back. What's up, players? Players! What's up, player?
Hello!
Just me, the whitest person on the planet, introducing you like that. That's okay, right? What's up? How you doing? You alright, PB? You're coming fresh off of a stream because you're clearly you don't ever raid into this stream. What's happening?
Normally, Sundays are my days off. However, Final Fantasy VII Remake has stolen my life.
Yeah, man. Hard to stop, right?
Oh yeah, there's no stopping this train.
Yes, nice. Because you said to me, you were like, I want to start it on Monday, but then I'm going to have 2 or 3 days off or something, right, this week? And I was like...
I said, no,
I don't know, man. I tell you one thing. Once you start, it's so hard to, like, put that controller down.
Yeah, I said, maybe I'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and that'll be enough. So I won't start. But no, I started the game, and then I've been playing it. No, I just couldn't do it.
Man. It's a good
I couldn't wait.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I'm so happy with it. Have you played it, Pocket? Aren't you a big Final Fantasy VII fan as well? Am I crazy?
I played the original and beat it, so...
Yeah, I played the original Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy 1.
I played the Roblox version years ago.
Fuck yeah. That's the canon version now, in terms of the story. You don't played it? You're not playing this one?
I haven't played the new one yet because I don't really... I stopped doing, like, jumping on hype trains and all that, and just started, like, I've been focused on makeup and cosplay lately, so
yeah,
I haven't jumped on. It's one of those, like, I kind of just stream whatever I want now that most of my work is outside of stream. So I've been doing a lot of makeup and cosplay and just talking lately.
I played it off stream.
I do want to play it.
I'm just gonna play it off stream because I couldn't even run the risk that, like, I start this and someone tells me something and it ruins it.
Haven't you played it?
I played it off. I didn't play it on stream.
No. I meant the original.
Oh yeah, it's like my favorite game of all time ever.
I can't decide if I like 7 or 8 more, because I liked 8 a lot as well. So,
woman after my own heart.
Yeah. Hard, man. 7, 8, and 9 were like the dream team as well. The people that put those games together are like super. I came back to 6.
10. I like 7, 8, and 10.
8 and 10.
Yeah.
Right, but the team that worked on 7, 8, and 9, I think, are almost exactly the same people. Which is the super years, right? That's when it popped off and it came over to North America and blew up in Europe and shit. Because before that, like, it wasn't a huge thing, I don't think. In the West, I don't know. You had Final Fantasy 3, which was 6, or whatever the hell they were going on about there. I went back and played 6, and I think it's good. And I wouldn't mind seeing a version of 6 that looks like this new remake of 7, but I think they're probably more likely to go and do 8, right?
I'd like a remake of 8.
Don't toy with my emotions.
Oh, me
I
too.
would like a
Never
I was working
remake
it out. The
8,
worst
but
thing.
if they did, I would die on stream. I
Man,
would have a heart
I would
attack.
too.
I was working out though,
Holy
like this, if they do them all like this, right, where it's a couple years between each game. By the time we get to the end of like Final Fantasy 9 or whatever, we're probably gonna be like 70. By the time they put all these out every couple years,
I will play it. I will do it.
that's it. You put down the controller at the end of 9 and just keel over.
I am done. Yeah.
I'm done
It is
here.
finished.
That's the end. KPP, still playing Animal Crossing?
I am, but I'm also playing other things.
Yeah.
And I love Animal Crossing because I like designing stuff, but there's so much that's like tedious. I have to move like 500 trees, and
I couldn't.
I kind of rage at Animal Crossing a little bit, and I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but if I have to move another cherry tree, I might scream.
You're like, my time is money.
My time is money. I know nothing easy comes in life. You have to work for things, but I'm like, I do that in real life. Do I have to do it in a game too?
Is it in that like frustrating mobile game way where they kind of make you wait, or is it just like you're supposed to be taking your time and just like the point is that you plant 100 trees or whatever? Is it like?
I think it's probably about perspective, and my perspective is probably more of the aggressive side of being like, oh,
I want all these things right
tree.
now.
I tried to make an orchard the other day, and I'm like, it took me like 2 hours to get a basic thing like laid out. And I do like the game. I like parts of it, but I'm at that stage where my island's 2 stars, and I need to get to 3 stars in order to terraform. And they said there was clutter everywhere, and there's literally nothing around, so I had to move all my turnips to the basement. It's a whole thing, but.
It sounds awful. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like the worst thing in the world. Like, if you were like, oh, Brad, there's a game where you have to wait around for stuff, and also like tedious, endless tasks of like planting 100 trees. I wouldn't. There's no way. It's not the sell.
It's a really good game, and I think there's just moments where I wish you could speed some stuff up. It's in real time, which I think is kind of creative for a game to do. But I did Jazzercise on Friday, and that was hard. And then I did Just Dance, so you want to watch that VOD. I'm not graceful by any means, but it was fun, and Mark joined me for it, so it was a good time.
It seems like a good idea to do that stuff on stream. I was talking to Jay yesterday, and he was saying that he's been doing press-ups on stream, like having people, I guess, donate or whatever. I don't know what it is, but to have some sort of weird incentive where he works out, and I'm like, oh, that seems like a good idea. I need to do something like that before I become a sedentary blob.
My God, you're wearing matching shirts, KBP.
Oh yeah. A couple of people were starting to crush on my husband, so that was fun to watch. He's the heartthrob of the channel now.
Yeah, I am sorry about those messages. I just couldn't.
Brad sent me a bunch of messages about Mark afterwards.
Does he have an OnlyFans? Can I get the link?
But we had fun. People got to pick some songs for us to do. We did Beep Beep I'm a Sheep. That's always a good time.
I don't know what the hell that is, but
I didn't either until Just Dance, but you got to get on the ground, you kick a couple times. So that's a little Easter egg if you want to search through the VOD for that.
This is the most wholesome thing I've ever seen.
And it was for charity though, right? As well. This is the thing. This is all, you raised a shit ton of money.
It was for St. Jude. We broke 10K on Friday, so it was pretty sweet. So, like I said, I'll jazzercise or dance any day for the kids. So
good job.
Yeah. So Mark joined me for that. So you want to see Mark and I? Mark is much better at Just Dance than me, by the way. Everyone's like, does he have a channel?
That Rasputin song. He's nailing it over here.
Yeah. We used to do this for exercise when we first got married. We got Just Dance and did it in our apartment. And so there's a few songs we're pretty decent at, but he's just skilled at that. And I just never got the graceful gene, but that's okay. He can have it.
Disby, you doing any couples Just Dance streams this week?
Oh boy, I am nowhere near graceful either.
What's that straight after this stream when we're raiding into it?
I probably leave the dancing to my boyfriend, but I've been doing a whole lot of Red Dead RP. That's been
that's like
it's been ridiculously fun. Yeah, it's been a ride.
People on that.
Yeah, it's been real good.
Any drama?
Well, just groups hunting each other down kind of thing, I'm the bigger gang. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's
really?
It's all fun. No,
like the kingpin over there?
Fun. No.
What's your character? Who are you playing?
My name is Tabitha Two Tooth on account of my mom busted out all my teeth out except for two. But let's not go. So that's my character.
Yes. All right.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Nice.
Holy cow.
Well, there you go. That's what everyone's doing. Yeah, everyone go and follow all these streams so you can see that stuff. Let's play some D&D.
Yeah, I'm so ready.
It's been a little while since we saw you guys. I need a new arm for my microphone. I don't know how loud or awful that was, but it sounded terrible to me. The main group, I won't call you the A team, but it's been three weeks, I think, because we did 2 episodes with the B team to finish off that arc and that arm of the story. The last time we saw you guys was actually when you passed through Axis Monday. You had encountered the big ice devil Chibba, who was a defeated demonic presence in his own palace, crumbled, broken palace. He had lost what seemed like some sort of civil war in this plane of hell known as Stygia, and he was strung up and he had all these chains through him, and you came to him, and in probably a surprising turn of events, he actually was very willing to help you and claimed his place as a sort of guide to help you access this 8th gate, and send you on your journey to the sort of the final arc here, where you are now able to access your own boundary, find the gods. You met one of them when you guys arrived at this place that looked exactly like the boundary where you first met Ahi. But there were a couple of little changes. There were these 4 doors. There's a crumbling kind of ancient pool in the middle of this room, and these big glowing runes, these kind of arcane symbols underneath the areas where you came in. 4 of the doors had a red rune in front of them. One had a green rune. It was Bo's door, the door that Bo had access to. When you guys came to this boundary, you had to pass through kind of a thing. Each of you went through a thing individually. Bo was in this kind of field and a river. Suna was climbing a tower with her memories. And Ellie was in a graveyard. And Aura was traveling through a forest and came to a huge giant tree. After that, you all came back together and found yourself in this place, and after a little kind of collection moment, you went to the one door which had the green symbol, and found that you were able to open it. When Bo touched the door, opened the door, you found yourselves kind of pulled into another plane, and you found yourself in the presence of this creature that was little more than just a source of light. When it spoke, 3 of you couldn't understand what it was saying, but Bo was able to understand it very clearly. Bo felt quite at home somewhat underwater for the first time maybe in his life, finding that he could breathe underwater and that he could control elements of the water. 2 of you don't need oxygen and breathing, so you're able to kind of survive underwater, even though it's still difficult for you to move around and do stuff under there. You're not immediately drowning, but Aura, being just fully mortal and unable to breathe underwater, was drowning for a moment. Bo figured out that he could create like a bubble of oxygen around Aura and give her a moment to breathe, but this other thing that you were encountering, this twinkling light, was able to command the water at a level that was way beyond Bo and his kind of fledgling state, and was kind of countering all of Bo's moves. You entered into a fight with this being that revealed itself to be known as Deep Seychelles, but also seemed very confused on its own name and even its own purpose. Wasn't quite fully sure about who you were, what was going on, in the same way that you weren't to a degree. And you had a fight with it, and I don't know if you lost necessarily, but it wasn't going your way. This thing proved to be very powerful. It essentially defeated you and pretty much kicked you out of its own plane and back to your own personal boundary. All four of you kind of spilled out from Beau's door. Once again, water spilling across the boundary where you were at. And that was where we ended the session, and also where we'll pick up again today. So, back to the boundary we go. I've had a couple of issues with Roll20's jukebox today, so hopefully music will suddenly play. Yes, it does. Let's head back to where you guys were, and I'll bring you back over to your map so you can have a kind of idea of what you're looking at around you. You find yourself again. You're in this kind of divine-looking room, a room of indeterminable size, because it's a little like one of those Escher paintings with the stairs that keep turning on themselves and stuff like that. The room has an element to it that feels very stable. The plinths, the pedestals that you were stood on, that you came in on. There's a central area that you can walk down towards, and a kind of walkway around the edge in a square. Beyond that, and beyond the area where these four doors are standing. By the way, these doors are not set into a wall or anything. They don't have a frame or an arch or anything. They're just kind of doors that stand, and they create a shadow in front of them, and you can see a small thin light to split these double doors. But other than that, beyond there, it's almost like this room is like a mirror upon a mirror. It folds in on itself and out on itself endlessly, or not endlessly, depending on how you're looking at it and how long you concentrate it, or try and concentrate on it and try and work out what it is. This divine kind of white and golden inlaid slabs, this masonry that seems to be beyond anything able to be crafted by the greatest masons that ever lived. And again, you four spill out from this door. The door doesn't really open or close necessarily, but there's a sensation of the door closing behind you as you are removed from Seychellis's boundary and plane, and you, all four of you, spill outwards here, and you remain with your wounds and things. Everything that you gained in there isn't wiped clean. You're not reset or anything like that. And a couple of you are pretty badly hurt. Beau, I think, being the worst. Actually, you're all pretty badly hurt. Actually, Aura's okay, but Aura probably, for the first time, takes a horrible deep breath, and there's probably an element of water in lungs here. As, all four of you spill out into this room again. There's a rush of water that follows you out and runs along the boundary and trickles downwards, and as it falls off this top layer and onto the lower layer, you see that it never quite reaches the bottom. After spilling outwards for a little while, it begins to slowly drain into nothing, as if there's tiny little holes maybe in the ground, but it slowly dissipates and dries, though the four of you remain vaguely injured, relatively cold and wet, probably from the deep sea that you were just underneath. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, well, Aura, are you all right? Just breathe.
What was that?
I have no idea.
How come? Why was I the only one that couldn't breathe?
Well, it seems that we were underwater.
I know.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Why don't you just sit down right here?
I'm just gonna sit on the ground.
That's all right. Yep, and just breathe it out.
Wheezing and trying to like make it kind of self-conscious about it, but just wheezing and trying to not show off that I'm struggling with water in my lungs.
All right.
Was that supposed to go differently?
I mean, it sounded like it was, but Beau, you were talking to that creature, right?
I was, but it was not impressed with me.
What do you mean?
It was trying to test me.
Test you how?
I don't know. It's complicated.
All right.
For now, though, I think it's important that we we get up on our feet, and I immediately pull out my lute and I start to play some music.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
that's
doing
lovely.
Song of Rest. So you guys can rest here. Again, you have a great sense of safety from this place that you're in. Whatever that means to each of your characters, or however that might feel, or however you might interpret it. But this place does feel like that it is a place where you can rest easy. You wouldn't need to necessarily fear that something would come in here or break in or anything like that. It does feel like your own personal space, and it's relatively safe from whatever the hell is out there and all the usual things that might be coming after you. Obviously it doesn't have things, there's no like bed here or anything like that. There isn't anything that would be like a usual creature comfort, but there's definitely a sense of safety and security that you might find just being here. And I think if you guys do want to rest, or you want to do any just downtime activities, then you feel like you can do it here safely, and that there isn't necessarily a rush. There's no desperate need to progress to win this race. You feel like, I think particularly the chronomancers, almost that this place is not suspended in time, but the time here isn't directly locked, and it isn't necessarily traveling at a one-to-one scale here. A bit like if you ever saw Dragon Ball, they had that hyperbolic time chamber where they would go in and only like weeks would pass inside the thing, but only one day might pass on the outside. It's that kind of a thing, but again, there's no real science to it for me to give you. However, it does feel like you can relax, and its place is designed to feel safe, secure, and allow you to relax and recover, and so that every time you progress from now on, you're always going in at your best, as if this place is designed to do that. So yeah, Bo begins playing a song, and the Song of Rest mechanically allows you to do a short rest, if you do a short rest and you use any hit dice, you get extra hit dice points to do it. But you could also do a long rest as well, which will recover everything up, including spell slots and things.
Should we rest a little bit before we try another door?
Yes, absolutely. I think you should definitely catch your breath, and we should just relax for a minute.
What, you said you were talking to that thing?
I was. None of you could understand what it was saying?
No, not at all. I heard you speaking to it, but I definitely didn't hear anything it was saying.
It was trying to convince me that it is, well, a god.
What?
And I'm not even so sure if I was to fight it to show my strength, but seeing that, well, I don't understand why we were all there. If it wanted to test me, why didn't it just take me instead? It puts you all in danger.
Well, we're in this together, Bo.
I understand that, but...
Can I look around the room and see if there's a green light on any of the other doors now? Or the green versus the red that was on the rest of the doors?
There is. Two of the symbols remain red. The top two, the one that you came in on and the one that Sauna came in on, but the one that Ellie came in on is now also green.
That's different. And I point over to Ellie's door.
Yes, you're right.
It would appear so.
I wonder if each one of these is a test.
I'm not going in there. And you see Ellie just like sit down next to the wall.
Well, we might have to at some point if it's the only door that's green. But there's no rush now. I definitely feel like we can have some time to sit. Shall I make us some food or something? Wonder if I can start a fire in here or something. What's this kind of stone thing in the middle here?
So there's crumbling. This room is like perfect. Everything in here is like perfect masonry, apart from this one central thing. In the boundary where you were with Ahi, there was a big pool of golden liquid. However, in this one, there's just a single crumbling, ancient-looking. It looks like a pool of its own, or like it would. It's not the same shape. It doesn't look the same. The stone is thicker and older and different looking, but there is what looks like an ancient. And you guys did checks on this, and the others did. Maybe not you, Suna, but there's a broken pool, like the type of thing that you might find if you went into an old castle or an old villa or something, and nobody had been there for 1,000 years, and this place where maybe a few people would be able to fit into a bath of some kind might have used it for something like that. It doesn't look like anything other than the type of thing that you would store water in, probably, and most likely the type of thing you would fill up with water and bathe in, and it's in the center of this room. It's a crumbling thing. It's broken completely. You wouldn't even be able to put water in it now. It just looks like an ancient ruined bath or pool of some kind at the very center of the room, and also it goes down because you can actually climb downwards down a set of stairs into this thing. So from up here you can see it. You're not too far up or anything like that, but you can look down to the lowest level, and there it is. Really, I don't think anyone... I can't remember exactly what information I gave you, but I don't think anyone knows what it is or what purpose it serves here for you. Even on the checks.
All right. Do we know what this is? I'm just pointing to it.
I can't say I'd know.
All right.
Unfortunately.
Is it like a grave or something?
Oh,
Like a...
that's a bit
Or like
dark.
like a cat... What do you call that? When they put people in stone?
Sarcophagus?
Yes.
Maybe. I just poke at it with my stick a little bit. Does it sound hollow?
It literally, I think it.
Oh,
looks
there's an opening, right?
pretty similar to how it looks here on the map.
All right, all right.
Yeah, it's probably only about 2-3 feet tall. There's a thick stone base with and that's it. It isn't like made of multiple. It looks like it would have been masoned out of natural rock almost.
All right.
It would look right at home in an ancient dwarven, abandoned underground home of theirs or something like that, but it doesn't look at home here at all.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a crumbling thing. Probably if you tap it, the little bits of stone crumble off of it. It's super
Right.
old
Well,
and ancient.
This
brittle.
isn't really suitable to make food or hold anything in, and also it's strangely out of place here, so maybe we best not touch it.
I think we should rest, and then maybe we should... I look at Ellie's door. I think we might have to go in there.
All
I
right,
think
but
so
if-
too.
If things get hairy, we just do exactly what we did and bail, right?
Is that what happened last time?
No, he literally kicked us out. Or it, whatever it was. He was not happy with my performance.
Well, he's an idiot. Bo, you're amazing.
You're too kind, Suna.
I'm not too kind at all. You are amazing.
What did it say to you besides testing your strength? What was it testing your strength for?
That I'm not entirely sure. There was a lot of bickering between us. He wasn't making a whole lot of sense.
What did it say?
It was as if it wanted me to bow down to it
Why
and
didn't you?
accept him as my god.
He knows we're trying to become god killers, right?
Well, I would assume that, considering, we're then fighting him. To which I failed miserably at. I was so reckless.
Well, it's all right. We know now. We can be better prepared. It was very scary. No one was expecting anything.
I know, and watching Aura drown, it just...
Yes.
There was nothing else on my mind than saving her and getting her out of there.
What happened with the bubble? Because it worked for a bit, and then it went away.
He was burst in your bubble, so to speak.
An ass.
He was an ass.
So if we had passed whatever test he had given you, do you think we would have gotten out of here?
Who knows? Who knows? I think this is a trial for us all. Even let's say I had defeated him, I think we would have had to go through all these doors. Can I look back at my door? Does it look like it still has the green aura?
Yeah, yours doesn't look changed at all.
Oh, it's not red.
Nope.
Yeah, it looks like we can go back.
Too red, too green now.
Don't touch it. I think we should.
Yeah, no, I ain't going back in there. No,
Let's
not yet.
What if I went to the other side of the room when you open the door? Because I can drown so easily in there.
I don't want to know what's behind my door. It's not going to be water, probably. I hope. Not that it matters.
Well, if it's a
Probably
test,
gonna
what
be
kind of...
somewhere creepy and dark.
Why does my place have to be creepy and dark?
I don't know. I just feel like it is. I don't know.
I like walk up to Bo and get right in his face. What do you mean
I
creepy
start
and
profusely
dark?
sweating. Well, just because things have changed.
What if there's vampires in there? Would that
Okay.
make it better?
No, it would probably make things a whole lot worse.
Okay. Mine's not creepy and dark. And I walk away.
Well, what
Right.
if it is a test? What kind of test would you get, Ellie?
Well, I have no idea. And Ellie sits down, just you can see it, I'm clearly thinking about this, and probably Bo is right. So
Speculating won't do us any good. Why don't we rest? Bo could maybe play us a tune, or I could read from one of my books. We could just relax for a bit.
hey Bo, play one of those annoying songs that the bards always play around town about some maiden.
Oh boy.
Those songs are the best.
You're not gonna like my songs about maidens. I'll tell you that.
No,
Well,
go
you
ahead.
never
Go
know,
ahead.
I
It's
might.
any worse than the one I heard the other day.
Is it like a new are you trying something new with your maiden songs?
Well, a bit. Let's just say that.
Well, I'd
Inventive.
love to hear one. Yes.
Me too.
I'm just going to sit right here and relax. Whenever
lean
you're
against-
ready, Bo.
Next to Suna on a rock.
Oh boy. Well, I've never really been put on the spot like this.
You're a bard. What are you talking about?
Well, as much
Should
as I
I
am
throw
a
some
bard,
coin?
I am a bard, but yeah, let's just say I'm out of practice.
Are you getting stage fright?
I am getting stage fright.
I get some coins out of my purse.
Okay, look, that used to excite me before, but no.
All right, let's go. Have one for the bard.
No,
Do you want me to
Maiden
start the
song.
song? I could help start the song and then you could take over from...
oh boy. I do. Oh God. I look like as if I'm really trying my absolute best to wiggle out of this situation. I'm sure they see me struggle and sweat profusely, to the point they can see my sweaty pits.
Trying to drown us in here too, Bo?
I don't wanna.
Then stop sweating. We saw what you could do with the
What?
water and stuff. You're gonna end up drowning us all in here.
Oh, please, Bo.
Well, give me a minute. I need to think of one, and then, yeah. I just need. I'm rusty.
What about the maiden that used to sneak into men's rooms and cut off their heads? That's
Oh,
a
boy.
go. I like that one.
Oh my.
Do you guys haven't heard that one?
I can't say I've heard
I
of that one.
cannot say I have.
No.
No.
It was an
babe,
old
we don't-
wives' tale or something. I don't know.
Ours are mostly about a maiden in a castle and the man comes and rescues her from the castle, like that kind of thing.
Oh, that's lame. She should rescue herself.
Oh, right.
I mean, that's just what they sing in the tavern where I'm from.
Oh. I
Sounds
guess
like the
I'm
city
just-
has a different kind of maiden song.
Oh, they have a lot of different. I'm sure Bo knows some maiden songs. Maybe Maiden of the Night. Some-
Well, I might know a few
That
Maiden
sounds
of the
more up
Nights.
my alley.
Yeah.
Is that just about a maiden who goes on ventures at night?
You could say that. Yeah.
It's about a prostitute, Aura.
Oh, I was gonna make it
Oh.
more fun than that, but yeah.
Courtesan.
Oh, I was thinking that she went and slayed dragons or something. Not.
Oh,
she
she
slayed
slayed
some
stuff.
kind of a dragon.
And that's like the first time I've smiled in a while when Suna like basically like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you should play that one, Bo.
Yeah, you should talk about all the dragons.
Aura wants to hear about the dragon slaying.
Oh boy, there's no dragon slaying.
Oh, come on,
There's
Bo.
no. And
Bo doesn't wanna
I
do
quickly distract them by saying, "Look, what's that up there in the ceiling?"
What?
I look up.
And I
just stare at Bo.
bolt and I hide behind the closest thing I could find, which
What
is
is it?
I don't
No,
see
One
anything.
of those ice dragon things.
I'm watching Bo the whole time.
I'm gone, and I'm
I
like,
know,
"Can
I'm
I
watching
stealth?
you."
Can I stealth?"
Stealth, yeah, give me a stealth roll. Everyone else give me perception checks.
I'd like to roll against
bit-
his stuff
bit
as
an
I'm
11.
staring at him.
Give me perception checks. If you
Okay.
can beat an 11, you can see exactly where he is.
I know invisibility. I know invisibility.
Was he
Lyra doesn't
pointing
know
at
where you are.
Buns?
I don't know.
Oh,
Hello, Buns. I love that chirp.
Buns
know.
is flying around exactly where Bo is.
you guys
Too
forgot to
busy
change
looking
Buns.
at Buns to notice where Bo is.
Oh, Buns is pointing out where. Oh, what are you doing over there? Oh,
What? Oh, I dropped something here.
I am like staring. I've just the whole time been just staring at Bo, like as he tries to go into stealth and get away and everything. Just like shaking my head. This is why you lost to that god. This is why right here, right there. What you
All
just
right,
did?
that's not very nice.
Did you?
I understand that I can be a coward sometimes.
All right, well, that's
I
a
was-
very strong word for performance anxiety. Perhaps we should just rest easy and maybe get some sleep.
Oh,
That
I
sounds
know. Didn't Aura have some books or something that you guys were talking about? And when we were back at her place?
Oh yes, would you like me to
Oh.
read you from some of those?
Yes, I
you sure you
very
should
much
re-
would like to read from. If he's not going to tell about the maiden, then
I'll tell you about a different dragon slaying. It's very good.
Oh my.
Very good. Would you like me to read it out loud?
Yes.
I didn't read any of it, so I don't know. Yeah,
oh,
I love it.
you're in for a treat.
All right. So I believe we're going to take a long rest, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read until they fall asleep.
Yeah.
And Ellie's just going to be awake the whole
If
time, just
only.
listening.
If only Jolene
Um,
had played the game in her head too many times. But that evening, she did it again.
And you read a horrific erotic tale to the
Yes.
group. So Aura and Bo need sleep, actual sleep. Ellie doesn't. You guys, what are you guys doing? How are you setting up here? Because there isn't really a bed or anything. There are 3 levels to this. There's a level with like a walkway that takes you around to each of the 4 doors and the areas where you guys have your runes that 2 are glowing green, 2 are glowing red. You have like a second lower level and then the lowest level where there's that ancient looking pool.
I
Really-
like to think that we are. Oh, sorry.
It's cool. I was just gonna say there's really
Oh.
not anywhere that seems like the ideal place to stay.
I
but it's up to you.
figured we just walked out of Bo's like door, and then we all just like kind of collapsed right there in a powwow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. We all have sleeping bags and things. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got your camping
Right.
stuff and things like that.
right.
I
Mhm.
feel like it's probably similar to when you have to do like a long stay at an airport and there's no chairs and you just find
Oh,
a
yeah.
corner and you just sit on that and that's kind of
Yes.
the situation.
Oh, I just
here.
lay on the floor and use my backpack as a pillow.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
After
and
all
I
we've
feel like
been
that's-
through, this is quite lovely, actually.
That's the same thing, yeah. And you guys find the wall that is not a wall but is a wall, and you lean against it, grab your backpacks, get anything out of it, rations, food, water, tea, whatever it is that you're doing, and put together a similar camp that I think you've probably been using on your travels so far, and but set it up here in this boundary and begin to rest. And after a while, I guess 2 members fall asleep. Ellie and Suna remain awake and alert, even though mechanically you still do a long rest. And after 4 hours, in fact, after 2 hours, Suna and Ellie, you only need 4 hours. Who needs 4 hours sleep? 4 hours rest for a long rest. Does anyone have any special bullshit? Usually it's 8 hours, unless you need, like, elves are 4 hours, I think, for example. Does anyone have anything like that?
I do. I don't require sleep or air. So I think we've been doing 4 hours for me.
So you probably are one of those 4 hours types. Essentially, what
4 hours.
Yeah. So essentially, what it is that it's half here. For a short rest, you only need half an hour. For a long rest, you only need 4 hours
2
instead of the 8.
hours?
So for you, it's only 2 hours, and you feel revitalized. Like
Wow.
this place is lending you a little energy or boosting your recovery in some way. Any wounds that you might have, even seem to be healing a little faster. A sensation of not really needing food and drink as well. You don't seem to be feeling hungry, even though you can still eat and you can drink if you want. It's not that you don't need to or anything. It's just that you get the sense that you're feeling nourished almost. And it's just that the presence being here in this place is healing you, providing for you in an osmosis kind of way. It's I think you two that are awake for this process will notice it more. Actually, maybe the ones that are asleep would notice it more because they go to sleep maybe feeling a little hungry and wake up feeling full. But yeah, it only takes 2 hours instead of your 4, and for the other 2 it only takes 4 hours instead of the 8. So there's only a few hours that pass here before Suna and Ellie, you feel brand new. You have the effects of a long rest. You've got your abilities and spells back. Your HP is replenished, and anything else that you might get on a long rest is returned to you. And then only 2 more hours after that. Oh, and Aura, you don't need to sleep, by the way. You can, but you don't need to sleep technically to do a long rest. But it's a good idea to do it, because if you don't sleep, eventually you will suffer some sort of exhaustion. If you're like, we stayed awake for 12 days straight, then you're probably going to be exhausted. And I'll impose that. But generally speaking, you don't actually have to sleep. But if you do have a snooze of some sort, it will, by the time you wake up after these 4 hours, you're all feeling brand new. Everybody gets their spells replenished. They get their HP back. You get all of your abilities and things like that. And also, you just feel good. I think there's an element to it where you feel okay. You might feel uncomfortable. It is still like a stone floor. I don't think it's doing anything to make you feel like you've been sleeping on a bed of pillows or anything like that. But in terms of just wounds, or in terms of food and nourishment and rest that you might need to recover your spells, however you connect with the arcane, you feel brand new, maybe better than you have done in a little while, maybe since the last comfortable night's sleep you had in the tavern, which actually wasn't too long ago, I guess. Yeah, it only takes about 4 hours, and you guys just filled with energy, feel like you've had a good night's sleep and a decent breakfast, and feel fine, feel good. I mean, Ellie, you have to interpret that however you want, and Suna, you have to interpret that however you want in terms of food or whatever, but essentially the sensation is that
I've got all the sustenance I need, Mr. Woto.
This place is bringing you to your physical best.
Wonderful.
And after a few hours, I think you guys all recover and feel fine, and we can assume that time passes, and you've done whatever it is you do in that time, and you can do whatever you want to do next. What do you guys do after you've spent a few hours resting?
5 months later, the Duchess informed the Duke that she had conceived. The Duke's immediate elation was tempered by his grim determination that nothing, absolutely nothing, would cause this pregnancy to go awry. Oh, Aura, are you awake?
Why didn't she just take birth control or something? You know, they got form. I saw the clerics and stuff. They have this story sucked.
Well, no, because
That's my
now
favorite chapter.
now she has him ensnared.
See, it's like entrapment,
right? Yes.
Why
very
wouldn't
much.
she just use like a bear trap if she wanted to capture him so badly?
Because she wants to capture his heart.
Then cut it out.
Amazing.
Is she?
It's based on love.
Is
not
she a
really
witch?
Murder.
Oh,
No.
No,
Gross.
not-
That's the whole point of the books. It's
Alright.
about like romance.
Yes, they're
Uh.
falling in love and then having some other activities most of the time. Well, anyway, it's a good book.
Oh.
How did everyone sleep?
I think I slept too good. I feel like $1,000,000.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
I wish I was feeling this way before I knew it was to come.
Well, now that we're feeling great, maybe we can try again.
I'm maybe not exactly that ready yet, and plus I'm really curious about what's behind Nellie's door.
All right.
I'm not.
We should vote or draw straws or
You go touch it. I'm not touching it.
maybe me?
You're the only one who can touch it.
I think
my
we-
door only
I don't wanna
activated when
touch
I
it.
did.
I don't want to touch it. I don't know. I don't want to know what's in there.
How are we supposed to proceed?
Let's touch Bose again.
Well, I think we should vote because that would, Aura couldn't breathe in there and
I mean, I might not be able to breathe in there either. And I point at Ellie's door.
you might not, but we won't know until we try, right? And we can do anything together.
I mean, I'm not trying to put anybody down, but like we really couldn't in there. I was kind of drowning.
Right.
So like is there something, if we touch Bo's door again, is there something I can do to breathe in there?
You can be lifeless like me.
No.
I don't think that's a solution,
No.
Ellie.
I don't think there was any solution.
I think we would just have to win before,
She dies.
Yes.
I would.
That or I go in alone.
I don't think that's a good idea, Bo.
I don't know if you can go in alone. We didn't touch your door.
Well, that's
Didn't we just get all
interesting.
sucked in?
That is very interesting.
That's why I said maybe I should go to the other side of the room and maybe hold on to one of those rocks if he
But we
touches
need
the door
you,
again.
Aura. We can't do it without you.
There is this like the slight technicality I think we're all forgetting is that I was drowning
Yes, but you didn't drown.
this time.
Right.
Is there something we can make for her to like help with that?
Ooh, like a breathing apparatus.
Yeah.
Do we even have the equipment to make such a thing?
I don't know, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Or maybe some sort of like tonic or something that she can take and it helps her breathing, or I don't know. I don't do any of this stuff. I just shoot arrows.
Oh, Brad, when she says that, can I start churning the wheels in my brain to see if I think of a natural remedy for breathing underwater?
Yeah, give me, I guess, an investigation check or a survival check, depending on which one you want to go for.
Okay. I'll do survival.
Okay.
I roll, right there it is, 16.
16. The only thing I think you might know of is like arcane there's arcane methods like spells and things like that that allow you to breathe underwater or hold your breath for a significant amount of time. There's a relatively common among potions, which aren't always necessarily common, potion called a potion of water breathing that you can take. It'd probably be the most obvious option for most of you. If it wouldn't be something that's they don't sell them like you pop down the street for a nice cold Coca-Cola potion of water breathing, but you would know of them for sure. They let you breathe underwater. It's pretty hard to just knock together a thing, a salve that allows you to breathe underwater. So really it's something that you would visit somebody who was an arcane master, a wizard, or a local witch or something like that to purchase something like that. Or you just go to an apothecary and buy a potion of water breathing. Here, with the stuff you have, there's probably, I can't imagine you have anything that would allow you to do this and build that or create. None of you are able to make potions or have that skill.
No.
And I don't think you have the equipment or the ingredients to do it. But, I mean, whatever's in your backpacks on your character sheets, if there's something there that equates to some thing that you tinker together that would allow you to breathe underwater, then that's fine. I think it's probably a massively long shot, though. But really,
Right.
that's what you understand. Yeah.
Well, if we were to say try Ellie's door first, and I had some time, I think if I were a little bit stronger, I could maybe do magic. That would give you the ability to breathe underwater.
Okay, or I mean, this. I'm just throwing it out there. You can control ice, right, Bo?
That I
What if-
can, and water.
What if you made me an ice helmet that I could wear
That
in
is
there?
a great idea.
But,
Please.
I
say.
mean, like an ice bubble, in a way.
Yeah, like I know there'd be
wait
limited
a minute.
air in there, but at least there'd be some air.
I mean, anything's worth a shot.
Yes, if you can control water, can't you just create a bubble around her? Push all the water aside?
Yeah, but he tried that, and the thing it popped the
Did he?
bubble. Remember?
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't
know what he was
wasn't a
doing.
vice. It was I just conjured with the water to make, well,
It could be dangerous. I mean, if that thing was like
I know.
attuned with water, it could just can't it just mess with the water as well?
Potentially, yes.
And
yes.
so it
yeah.
could just undo any. That's why I thought maybe like a potion or something. But if we don't have one, then
No, we don't. I mean, again, if I had some time and I was maybe, a little bit stronger, I could definitely do magic like that.
We could just go on your door, Ellie.
okay. But don't be mad at me for whatever's behind there.
We're not.
I mean,
going to
I'm-
There
mad
would
at
be no
you.
reason for us to be mad at you. You have no control what lies beyond that door.
I swear to God, if it's like something happy, I'm gonna be so pissed. And I start walking towards the door.
I want happy. Excuse me.
Yeah, the happy would be great.
No.
I think of it more like a test for all of us, Ellie, rather than a reflection of you.
Agreed.
All right.
We won't be disappointed or upset by anything that's behind that door. All right? We're with you.
I would walk up to the door and not touch it. I would try to inspect it first, not just for traps, but to see if I can see under it, through it, like get a sense of like what might be there
Yeah.
in any way.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I don't want to go in my door. I'm scared.
You're not alone, Ellie.
No, I'm saying that, not Ellie. 21.
21. There really is almost no difference between your door and Bo's door here. They look identical. They look like a copy.
Is mine?
paste of
His
a
was
big-
like perspiring though, like it had water on it and stuff, and was cold.
Right. The only difference is that his felt wet to touch.
Yeah.
He had a green line that was almost as if there was light coming through. That you could just make out, and you can make out the same thing here. Doesn't seem to be any light coming from underneath or around it. It doesn't have any. It doesn't have any water on it or any perspiring or any little changes. Yours looks like a pretty standard metallic-looking door. No engravings, nothing special going on at all. You don't get any.
There's no like mist or anything like that
No.
coming. Okay. Oh, I look back at the others to make sure they're nearby. And I guess-
I stand. Yeah, I'll go behind her, and can I grab like a rock or like a stone pillar or something just to like kind of have a little bit of a grip on it.
Yeah, you can hold on
Okay.
to one of the walls nearby if that's what you want to do.
All right.
Yeah.
We're ready. Go for it, Ellie.
Please don't die. And then I touch the door.
Touch the door. There is an instant transition here. You, as you touch the door, your hand rests upon the door, and it doesn't feel as Bo felt. His door felt kind of moist or wet. Yours feels very cold to the touch. Just not frozen, just like a cold door, like a metal that you might leave outside during winter and hasn't frozen over or anything like that. Before there is that same sensation that you've had several times now when you're pulled inwards to this door. All of you feel it, regardless of where you are in relation to this door, what you're holding on to. There's a stomach-turning moment that passes before you find yourself in a new location. Again, the same feeling as you had with Bo, except this time on the other side, you'll be pleased to know you can all breathe. The four of you immediately stumble forwards into what feels like, what looks like a dimly lit kind of hallway with a few torches that line this passageway. It looks like an underground passage, something like you might find in a castle dungeon or an abandoned catacomb. The passageway is maybe only about 10 feet tall. It curves over you, and it looks like old stonework, like somebody has built it with old bricks. There are 6 torches that line the walls through on either side down this hallway. There's an instant change of smell here. There's an incense infused scent, but it's very dusty. And I think all of you get a moment where there's an underlying kind of sickly scent to the hallway here. Underfoot is the same stone. The walls around you are crumbling and old. Dead ahead of you, this hallway is not long before it comes to a very large-looking door that takes up almost the entire far end of the hallway from you. It has no handles or keyholes or locks on it. Behind you, where you might expect to see a door that you came through, there's a wall, and that's it. Just another wall, and this is all it is. Hanging on the door is a black and white painting that looks like this. It is a Reaper, a painting of death, and you can see this robed figure holding a scythe, wooden cross underneath a crescent moon. Underneath the painting on the left-hand side of the door, there's a small podium, and there are 3 bowls there. Wooden bowls, old-looking bowls, and inside there's coloured powder, one with red, one with blue, and one with yellow. On the other wall, there is some writing etched into the walls that says this. You can make out the first sentence instantly, each of you in common. It says, "Death appears in black and white." And underneath it there are 2 more lines in different languages. And that's it here. That's all there is.
Do I recognize the other languages? One of them looks Elvish of some sort.
Yeah, let's see who speaks what languages. Anybody speak Elven?
I mean,
Yep.
wouldn't the half elves?
Tell me, I don't know.
It depends.
I know Elven.
Yeah? Did you say you do, Suna?
No, I was just...
Yeah, I speak Elven.
Okay. Just you two then? Half elves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't speak
Mhm.
Elvish. Elven.
They're both the same. Yeah, you can read the top line. Those of you that can speak in Elvish/Elven, it says, "In dark and light." The bottom line, I think only one of you can speak. It is in Primordial. Does anybody
Yes.
speak Primordial?
That is me.
The bottom line says, "Only yellowed bones remain." So it looks a little something like this when translated.
Interesting.
For the record, remember that those of you, the top line in Dark and Light is in Elven, and the bottom line is in Primordial.
I don't know what the last line says, but the second, it says in dark and light.
Only yellowed bones remain. That's what the last line says.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
So it's a riddle?
It seems like it, and with color as well, black and white and yellow, And maybe there's something to which languages it's in. I don't understand. It's a bit over my head, if I'm honest.
Is this stuff at the end of this hallway, so we have to walk towards it or something?
Yeah, it's not a long hallway here. It's like 20 feet probably.
I 100% am checking for traps everywhere.
Yeah, give me an investigation or a perception check.
Okay. 25.
25. Yeah, you do a once up and down, checking for any loose bricks or loose mortar, any kind of latch or hidden wire or anything like that. Looking around, I think specifically more for mechanical traps, since that's your expertise. But yeah, no, it doesn't seem like there's anything here like that at all. It doesn't seem like anything other than how it appears really to you. You can see sconces on the wall that hold the wooden torches that are burning. There's a smell to them. They seem real. You know, it's not like a magical fire. There's a burning of wood scent. There's but the brick and mortar seems to be old, but you know, all of it is in place. It's not concealing a hidden trap or maybe a hidden button or anything like that.
And you said there was like a sickly smell to the place. Is it just like the oldness of the place or something?
Give me a I think for you, give me a nature check with advantage.
Okay. 8.
Not sure what that smell is.
I turn back to the others and I don't see any traps. You can investigate if you want, but I have no idea what that smell is. It smells awful.
All right. Death appears in black and white. Brad, do I know any like magical things that PB might not know in this yellowed bones and the black and white?
Give me an Arcana check.
It's a 19.
Okay. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't ring to anything that you recognize as arcane or spell based in your knowledge. It doesn't sound like the type of thing that comes along with arcane wards or runic scripture or anything that's like a learned wizarding thing.
Well, nothing really strikes me about this riddle, at least from a magical perspective.
I have an idea.
All right.
And can I use thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy?
Yeah, thaumaturgy. Hey, I'm trying here. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's cool.
It says you can dim or brighten light. Can I make it really bright and then make it really dark? To see if anything shows up.
The torches on the walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. You can control the brightness of the light in the room quite easily. With the you brighten these torches up. Like how bright? Because there are 6 of them. You make it like
as bright as
levels.
I can go without like blinding us, so we could still see. Sorry, I should have warned you.
Yeah,
right.
You brighten this
idea.
place up. There's a brilliance to the lights. All of a sudden, they burn brighter than they should, and it lights everything up as if it's daylight. Nothing appears to change in that time. Looking around, you're all blinded by this light before they begin to dim again. They return to the level they were at, and then you take them to a darkness again. Who has dark vision?
I do.
Dark vision children. You see that the engravings where it says death appears in black and white, in dark and night, only yellowed bones remain, disappear. And once the darkness falls across this hallway, there is a new line that your dark vision is able to pick up on in whatever way that does that. And you can see that it says,
oh my.
Death's pierce takes crimson life.
Death's pierce takes crimson life. Is that what that says?
Oh, I like that line. That's a good line. I have to remember that.
Well, maybe you should write the next romantic novel we read.
Death. So what is it? Death appears in black and white and dark and light. Death appears, takes crimson life. Only yellowed bones remain.
Right. There's definitely something with color happening here, right? With the crimson and the yellow and
Exactly.
And I
black
look
and
down
white.
at the three bowls. They have red, blue, and yellow.
Yep. On the other side
Okay.
to where these engravings are, there are.
And I would look at it, I'd say, like, well, here's yellow and here's red. I'm not sure what the blue. Listen, I skipped.
Wait a minute.
I never went to art school or anything. I don't know what we're going to be doing with this.
Well, I mean, I have some ideas. I don't think you'll like them, though.
Well, let's hear 'em.
All right. Well, you're an assassin, right?
Yes.
You take life. So essentially, you could be seen as death. So what if you were to pierce one of us and we were to put our blood in the bowl?
You want me to stab one of you?
Well, not mortally.
Yeah, not stab. Maybe just, a cut so at least we can drain a little bit of blood
Yes.
into the bowl. Not necessarily stabbing.
Right.
Oh, okay. Just a little, like a little.
Like a poker cut. A
Yeah, like a
yeah,
prick or something.
a prick on the finger. That's a
Yeah.
cut.
No, fine, but I mean, that might work.
Yeah, like a pierce doesn't mean a full stab. Like it could just be like a little prick.
Right.
It's not what piercing something is, but.
I mean, it's all subjective, but I think like maybe now is the time to do like a little bit of a light touch.
Right.
Yeah, we could start. Yep, speaking of light, I think you can maybe turn the lights back on, turn them back up, whatever.
Can
whoever
you
did that.
change the light color?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just try them all? Just while we're here.
Let's do one at a time. One at a time. Maybe we.
Well, that's what I mean. We don't need a discotheque up in here, but
Maybe we start with the blue. Nothing's been said about the blue. Maybe we start with
Right.
that.
Right.
I'm not touching the fire. Someone else is gonna have to touch the fire.
All right.
Whoever
I'll-
played with the lights. Which one was it?
That was me. So
Oh, okay, you touch.
I'll snap my fingers like I normally do, and I'll change it to blue.
Yeah. The room suddenly takes on a blue hue, and maybe you guys glance at the writing. It doesn't seem to change. If you've lit the room up again, it will change back to how it was before, with the 3 lines and not the 1. But yeah, it doesn't change any of the writings or anything like that. The painting remains the same. The bowls remain the same.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and change it to yellow.
Change it to yellow. Same.
What about red?
I snap. Specifically, I think the color crimson.
Yeah, a deep red kind of crimson color to the room. Again, no real change.
All right. Well, it was worth a shot.
Is there anything? Because this painting. Is there anything?
Oh.
About it? Like, any? I don't know.
Oh my.
Because if that's a Reaper, they represent death.
Mhm.
They can come at any time during the day.
Now
or
wait a
night.
minute. Look at this here. Death appears in black and white and dark and light, and then there's a line after. It looks like there's a space here. It does look like there's one more line.
It does look like it.
Right?
I think maybe all the lights have to be off.
I'll give it to you. You essentially tried that.
We did.
Oh,
we did
That's
all
how
the
you
lights
got
dark.
the Death's Pierce takes crimson life. Whenever the lights dim all the way down to almost completely off, then that appears and the other lines vanish, and then when they go back up,
Well, I think this might work. Prick me.
I take out my dagger and I like prick the point of her thumb.
It's sharp.
Yeah, I mean that's the point.
Yes, I understand that.
Sorry, did I make it too deep? I didn't mean.
No, that's perfect. And I just take my thumb and I smear it where that line is.
yeah, and some words appear for you.
Fuck yes!
Under this blood moon fills the wall. When you do it, all of the lines appear for you too. It says now, death appears in black and white, in darkened light. Under this blood moon, death's pierce takes crimson life. Under yellowed bone, only yellowed bones remain. I can't read it. I'm sorry.
Now, it does look like there's an extra line after the crimson life bit as well.
Well, I have a thought. What if we put blood all on the moon? And I point at the painting. Like, what if you just smeared your... Or do you... Maybe we gotta fill it in.
All
Like
right.
a coloring book?
Yeah.
All right.
Just more of an adult version.
Smearing it on the painting.
Yes, on the blood moon. On the moon. Making it a bloody moon.
You run your thumb along the moon, and actually it does take your blood. You feel the blood being absorbed by what feels like vellum or a leathery parchment as you run your hand along the thumb. The red doesn't remain. It sits on the vellum here, and then is absorbed into it until it's gone, and it remains white. The moon.
Wow. Well, that is fascinating.
That was weird. Can you sense anything about this magically?
I mean, I'm
not really a magic person, so
I can try. I mean, just looks like a painting to me, but
I look at
drink
Ellie.
your blood like a
21.
vampire.
Yeah, on a 21, for sure this is all magic. There's no way this isn't a magical ward of kinds to lock the door. Most of this around you appears to be it's for sure an arcane lock that has been created.
Right.
You know, you have to solve the puzzle that whatever wizard or person or thing or whoever has created to allow this door to open.
all right. I mean,
Magically, I don't think you know how this works, though.
I don't.
21.
I think I have an idea. I mean, obviously, this is locking some sort of door or passageway of some sort.
Maybe it needs all our blood.
No, I think. I don't know about the blue bowl, but maybe bones go in the yellow bowl, and blood goes in the crimson bowl, and I don't rightly know.
Ellie, do you bleed?
Do I bleed?
That's a really good. I've been wondering that myself.
I cut myself. I cut my thumb.
Do you?
Do you bleed? You tell me.
No.
Then no.
Oh, that's a bit horrific, actually.
That's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Well, I don't breathe either.
Well, neither do I, but you don't. I still bleed.
I don't eat. I don't drink. Like, I don't get any of the fun stuff. Let's be real. Well, breathing wasn't very. It was a pain in the ass. At least now people can't hear me. You know, sneaking up.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Very silent.
Like, put your cut
Silent and
on
deadly.
the moon and just see what happens.
Like a Toby fart. Well, I just put mine on there and nothing happened.
I put my
Okay.
thumb on the moon.
But it's Ellie's room. Maybe it's...
Oh, right. Fair enough. All right, Ellie, why don't you try?
I did. I put it up there.
Yeah, you feel your hand. You feel this kind of leathery, parchmenty, vellumy sense of whatever this canvas is, and run your hand along the area where the moon is. There's no real reaction. I don't think. You don't bleed, so there's not like the sensation that Suna had, that as if the blood was sinking into the vellum or being absorbed into it and taken away from it. But no real reaction.
Where are the bowls arranged again?
So the paintings in front of you on the left is the 3 bowls. On the right is the wall where these engravings can be seen.
What if the
but
blue
the
represents the night?
Sorry, but the bowls are underneath the painting, directly underneath the painting?
Well, the painting's on the door, right? There's a clear doorway, and then there's a painting in the center of it.
Right.
On the left, there are 3 little plinths, like podiums, with just thin things, stone, partly built out of the
So
wall,
we
and on
can't
top
move
of them.
we can't move one of the bowls underneath the moon.
No, you could pick up the bowls. Yeah, they're little wooden bowls,
Oh.
very, very small. No bigger than a cup, really. And inside is sort of colored powder. It looks like dust, and not a lot, like enough that you could. It would look like the same amount that we get of like pepper or whatever in one of those things, like a small amount. And one with red powder, one with blue powder, and one with yellow powder. You could
Well,
pick
my
them
brain
up.
hurts.
Tiny little bowls.
Yeah, this is. See, I kind of wish I got the happy stuff now, because this is worse. This is definitely worse. Riddles?
You think so? I mean, riddles are fun.
No.
It's being stuck in the water and having Aura drowning, you know?
Right? I definitely agree with that.
Well, let's try cutting you. See what you.
What? Oh, okay. And I offered my index finger for the prick.
Oh, I don't know if you want to do your index finger bow.
Oh, okay.
That for everything, and yeah, there you go.
Okay, my thumb.
Don't you have a dagger? Why do I have to cut you?
Oh,
It's
I
your
just.
death, remember?
Yeah.
Symbolism. It's all about symbolism.
Pick your
Just-
finger.
Do it. Oof. Okay. And then I then smear my thumb following the crescent shape on the painting.
You have the same situation as Suna. You do feel the and for a moment you see the blood on this crescent moon as you run your thumb along the leathery, vellum-y, parchment-y thing canvas, and the blood is taken into it, but it doesn't settle. It is pulled further into it as if the painting drinks it or removes it, and it remains white still.
I look back at Aura with my dagger.
And I'll reach out and stick my thumb for her to prick it. Should we wipe it off a little bit? Okay.
Nope. We all know where we've been.
I squeeze it.
Do we?
Do we indeed?
Okay, maybe we
Do
don't know
we?
where Bo's been, but the rest of us, I'm pretty sure we're fine.
And I go up to the painting and I rub my thumb on the crescent moon.
Exactly the same situation as the other two.
Well,
Well, if I can't bleed on it, how's that gonna work?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's what we need to do. I mean, what if we put one of the bowls literally underneath the moon?
Okay, and what if someone got a drop of their blood in that red one?
I'll just, since
Well-
I just got cut, I'll squeeze a little bit of my blood into the crimson bowl.
Okay. Yeah.
What,
The drop of blood hits this powder. You see it do kind of probably what you would expect if you had a drop of blood hit some dust. That kind of thing where the blood and the dust mix for a moment. It gives the blood a congealed look for a second. And then the blood sinks into the dust as if it was sinking sand or something. The drop of blood is taken underneath into this powder, and yeah, that's, I guess, what you see.
Does it need more?
I don't know. I feel like, if there's an answer to a riddle, usually you know, like, oh, I've solved it. I haven't really had that epiphany or anything. And it also really does look like there's an extra line here, and we have had nothing
Yeah.
about blue. I
Water. What about water?
You just want to put water in the blue bowl?
Or on the wall? I don't know. Like maybe just splash everything over there with some water and see what happens.
That's true,
Won't
but
it ruin the powder?
no, we don't want to get the powder wet just in case, we need it.
All right.
My blood didn't ruin that powder. It's magical, right?
What is this powder? I mean, does it smell like anything?
I think I put my hand in it and I pick up some of the blue powder and
Oh, don't touch that. You don't
Nope,
know.
I
You don't
totally
know what
did.
that is. You could just pick up the bowl.
Nope, it's on my hands now.
Oh, right.
Sooner give me an investigation check or a perception check. Are you smelling it, or are you trying to work out what it is?
That could be
I'm
someone's
smelling it,
I'm trying to work out what it is.
feeling it.
Okay, you give me an investigation check. You give me a perception check with advantage, Ellie. Aura, give me a perception check, no advantage. And Bo,
17.
did you say you're smelling or looking at it in any way?
I am a poor. Okay, I'll smell it.
All right, give me a perception check.
I don't remember if I was perception or investigation.
You were perception. Smelling is perception, and trying to
Oh,
work
okay.
it out if you can recognize it from what it is, and sort of scientifically determine it is investigation. So,
Oh, okay.
21.
Aura, Ellie, Bo, all of you get. You notice that there's a dusty smell to these bowls, but actually, there's an element of that sickly scent infused with that incense. It seems to be coming from these bowls. It actually is. It's not strong, but it's a little stronger as you bring up your nose up to these powders. Don't get too close that you sniff it all up into your nose or anything like that. But you get a scent, and actually it doesn't smell very nice. It's the smell of death being covered by incense. And it's what the powders smell like. So Una, why is it that your 17 investigation reveals to you that these are ashes of the dead?
Oh, right. Oh my. I think that the caravan that I grew up in, we do a certain ritual with our dead. We light them on fire, and we kind of have like a yes. So I'm very familiar with ashes.
Yeah,
I think I recognize immediately.
That's essentially what these are. The strange color to them doesn't necessarily make sense to you. I think you get the sense that that's part of the magic involved here. It's not that this is that they've been changed color with like a food coloring or something weird like that.
Right.
It's just that they've been illusory coloring to the ashes. But these are for sure ashes of people. Really. Yeah.
Oh heavens, by gods, these are people. These are ashes.
As I have it like
people.
on my hand, I start to like wipe it off on Bobo.
What are,
like,
that's
nasty.
blasphemous.
Don't wipe it on me.
I didn't.
People, Ellie.
I bled
Not
on one
anymore.
of
They're
them.
not people. They're dust.
Or I bled on one of them.
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. It's all right. Now. Then these ones, the yellow ashes of people, those are the yellowed bones that remain. So let's think this through. If only the yellowed ashes or yellowed bones remain underneath the blood moon, do we move these? Do we take this bowl and just set it underneath the blood moon here?
We can try. It doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, it's worth trying.
All right, well,
We'll try.
excuse me, I'm just going to move you momentarily.
They're dead. We don't even know who or what.
Shh, thank you very much. And I slowly pick up the bowl and I move it over and I set it gently underneath the blood moon painting door.
When you say you set it underneath it, there isn't anywhere for you to put it on. Like it would be hot.
Right.
This was the same. It's a painting.
Can I
hanging on a
move
wall,
the
so-
does the stone pedestal move?
No, that's part of the wall.
Oh, right.
You can take the
okay.
bowl from it.
Yes.
but
And
you-
then just set it on the floor in front of the door, but underneath where the blood moon painting is.
Okay, yeah, I guess you could do that.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And probably nothing happens, but I do it very gently.
Yeah, you do that. I mean, that's what we see. We see you place this bowl on at the foot of the door underneath where the blood moon would be.
All right.
No.
Nothing happens.
No instant reaction.
All right. All right. And tell me again, the pillars. What do they look like? I can't visualize
they're
this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's like it's just as if you pulled a piece of the wall out, and they just had
Are they marked in any way?
just an extra brick, kind of that you might set something on.
Okay.
3 of them, just like it really is just an extension of the wall that you might find under, like a windowsill, that kind of a thing. If there was a window here, there would be a little windowsill underneath. There are just 3 bricks that are edged outwards, just big enough to place the bowls on.
I think I would.
Nothing weird about them, no.
After nothing happens, I think I would go grab the bowl gently, so that way I don't get yelled at.
I could just pick it back up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna grab the other 2 bowls, and then I'm gonna set down the blue one first, and then the red one, and then leave a space for the yellow one at the end.
Right. So that makes sense, but we don't know what the blue is supposed to be.
What if
this
it's
is a big
night?
Yes, but
Blue often represents the night in paintings and whatnot.
all right.
While
Right.
they're
guess.
talking,
Water.
can I take my water skin and just kind of like wipe it on the wall? Like not wipe the water skin, put some water in my hand and then like wipe it on the wall.
On the painting?
On the painting and then wherever if I can reach where the text is as well.
Oh, you want to do it over the text? Yeah.
Can I do both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which do you first?
Probably the text first.
You run some water along the text. So all of the text now appears to all of you in common, as if, and it doesn't need to have the lights dimmed. It doesn't need to have any of the things going on that you needed going on, the blood that ran across the wall. It just appears as text in common. As you run water across it, it doesn't seem to change anything.
I have an idea. I take a little bit of the oh my god, this is horrific. I take a little bit of the red ash, a little bit of the blue, and a little bit of the yellow, and I try to mix them together with a little bit of water. It should make black. And then we would have black, all the colors in the puzzle.
So you do this with just in your hand now? How do you do it?
I'll cut my hands for her.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
So
Just a little bit. I just want to see if this actually creates it, because if it does,
Yeah.
perhaps this is what we need to do.
did you go to art school? That's cool.
Take a
Thank
pinch
you.
of each,
Like
yeah?
magic.
Yes,
And then some water. Mix it up.
yes. Just a little bit, though, yeah, to mix it up so that they become a specific color.
Yeah. They don't mix into a new color.
Oh, fascinating. Like
Seems-
magically pulled apart, they don't,
No, they
or they
don't.
get all tangled together and just don't make a new color.
They barely even react with the water. It's not like it creates.
Oh,
a thing.
interesting.
The powder remains powdery and sticks to the edges of this water as you mix them. They look more like a marble or something for a moment as you try and mix them around,
Right.
but the colors remain their own color. Before I think, I would say the water just very quickly evaporates and leaving nothing but the powder behind.
Well, I'm stumped.
I'll be putting water while she's doing that. I'm going to be putting water on the painting.
Running water across the painting like Rafiki does with
Just like, yeah,
when
just
Simba's
like all-
alive.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as with the blood. I think you see the water being soaked into the painting and drawn away. It doesn't affect it in any way. If you slowly color the whole thing in, it doesn't seem to do it.
Well, when this doesn't mix, I
All right,
kind of
sorry.
look at my hands.
I'll put them back.
No. Wipe it on the painting. Maybe it wants to eat the ashes.
Okay,
What?
then
This thing
I
is
go
eating stuff.
and I wipe my hands on the painting. I don't even like. I just whatever. But I'm like wiping it like I want to get it off.
Roll me a d20.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Just need a number.
16.
16. I think while you're like rubbing this kind of haphazardly over the painting, what is what part of your hand is covered in red catches the bottom of where the moon is, and the red remains on the bottom part of the moon on the painting?
We have to color it in with the ash.
Oh, with people. All right.
This is
all right,
magic.
all right.
Maybe it's not real people, you know?
Oh,
Maybe it's just an illusion.
Yeah, let's pretend like it's not real people. I like
Right.
that.
They really
all
smell
right.
like real
Oh,
people, but
I think
okay, I'll
that's a little
try.
bit. Yeah, I think that's a
Who's good
little
at
bit
staying in the lines?
more insulting if we pretend that they're not real. We could just be
No,
respectful
it makes it-
and
it
be
makes it
grateful
easier.
for their service.
You're an artist. You do it. I'll get Suna.
I'm not. What? I haven't
You were
painted a
trying to
thing in
do
my
something.
life. All right.
I'll
well,
do it.
Okay,
And I
you do
step
it.
forward and I'll start grabbing the different pots and very like respectfully,
Thank
not
you.
like haphazardly, I'll start to gently take out some of the ash and put it in the places I think that it should go.
Well, shouldn't we not leave the yellow ones? Should be the only thing left, right? Only the yellow bones remain, so we should leave the yellow aside.
We should leave it for last.
It
Oh,
should
okay,
be
then.
the only thing that remains, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just pick up the blue and put the blue on the painting, and then pick up the red, the crimson, and then put that on the painting, and leave the yellow one down.
Specifically, what do you do in what order, and specifically what are you?
I would probably be kind of directing, like,
numbers.
see the red along the moon, blah blah blah. Like, I think we should
we should go in order of the poem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so death appears in black and white and dark and light under this blood moon. So fill in the red moon first.
And then I'm gonna put on his God, what is it called? What they carry? Reapers.
Scythe?
Yeah, scythe. I'm gonna color that in with
Red.
crimson.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna look at the yellow and say, I think I put these on his hands.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yellow
We might as well
bones.
try,
Well, all right. Might as well try.
because it could be his yellow bones that remain. The other person that he pierces dies.
All right.
I'll take a tiny bit of the yellow and see if it takes to the painting on his hands.
Are you looking at your hands when you put your fingers into the yellow powder?
Yes, because I'm trying to be very respectful and cautious. Like before I reach into each color, I'm wiping my hands off as best as I can.
You color in the crimson moon. The powder remains in, and if you go over the edges, it doesn't spill into the over the edges. Even if you tried, it wouldn't do it. You can fill in to whatever standard you wish this this crimson moon, and you do the same for the scythe, running up and down. As you bring your hand back down towards the yellow powder, and you go to maybe put a thumb in there, you realize that your hands are bones, yellowed, no flesh on them.
Oh my God!
Does it hurt?
Do we all see that?
Doesn't even feel like they're bones. They feel like fleshy even if you do this.
I don't think it's real.
Do we see her hands as bones?
It looks the same for all of you.
Our own hands look like bones.
All of your hands look like bones.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
Oh, even my
stars.
rotting black.
Yeah.
Oh heavens! Oh heavens!
All of your hands.
I might pass out.
Oh, this is an improvement.
No. Oh my. Oh.
Remember, my hand was like rotten.
And then,
Yeah, I hides next. No thanks.
Oh.
and then
Do you hear that?
the doorway opens. The painting falls from the door. Before it hits the ground, it vanishes, and
Aura.
the doorway begins to open slowly in front of you. The room around you swirls as all of you kind of look from your hands up towards the walls. You notice that the painting, as it hits the ground, disintegrates into dust, and it swirls around your feet, becoming a mist. The walls begin to fall around you as a mist and smoke begins to build up around where you are. The light from the fires kind of dim and then go out. The smoke from the top of the fires joining the smoke of the disintegrating torches. The walls, the door, everything around you slowly turning to the similar dust that Ellie saw at the beginning of the campaign, and that's where we're going to go to a break.
Oh my shit. Oh,
Short break, and then when we
Yes.
come back, we'll see what you see
quite.
on the other side. Thanks for watching, everybody. Do we have any quick announcements before we jump off?
That was my favorite puzzle you've ever done.
That is an all-original puzzle as well.
I love it.
And still
Yeah.
anything.
That is my favorite puzzle I've ever seen of yours.
me
Very,
so
very
long.
lovely.
It was good.
Yes,
It took me so
very
long
good.
to do. I'm so bad at puzzles usually, and I never know how to present them and whether they're going to go well or whatever. But that was pretty much exactly how I want puzzles to go when we do puzzles in D&D, and I'm really
Very
happy
well
you all
done.
did it and you enjoyed it. All right, we're going to go to a short break. When we come back, we'll see what's on the other side. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Go do PP.
Oh, we do have an announcement.
We
The
do.
new show. Yes, that's right. On
Oh, of
Thursdays.
course,
Next
yeah.
Thursday
Next Thursday.
starts
Cool.
A State of Affairs, which, if you like Suna's book, you might want to tune in.
Ooh.
It's true, yeah. I feel like that almost was the book she was reading. Yes, so if you want to check that out, you can do. We have a cast announcement trailer. It is this Thursday at 6
Yes,
p.m.
this
Eastern.
Thursday.
And this Thursday is, for people watching in the future or whatever, the 14th of May, 2020.
That's right.
A State of Affairs. Do you like Jane Austen? See you then. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back to the next portion of today's episode. So the four of you finish this thing. You look down, so your hands have turned to bones, and then the area around you begins to just disintegrate into dust. And as these walls come down around you, the painting hits the ground, the door, the torches go out. They hit the ground and turn to dust, and as that dust swells upwards, it turns to smoke, and it runs now across this kind of endless field of black as this hallway around you falls away and reveals to you just a darkness that feels like a night sky, but just nothing but darkness that leads outwards. Then you see only in the distance a very small moon, as if the moon is slightly too far away, as it provides a small amount of light around you. The area around you is revealed. You can see these kind of stones and ruins begin to manifest in the smoke and appear almost like an abandoned castle that has long fallen to ruin. There's the remnants of an old tower now that begin to appear around you, and this smoke and dust and now stone begin to pull themselves out of the ground, and it separates each of you from one another. The walls lifting up might confuse each of you a moment before each of you are separated away. And Ellie, before you specifically, you witness a figure manifest in this, where the others are pulled away from you and separated and confused by the smoke and dust. You witness the same thing, and then this skeletal figure begins to coalesce in the smoke. A reaper-like figure, humanoid-looking bones under a moving shawl of darkness and smoke. And in one boned hand, there's a scythe that's letting off its own kind of smoky aura. And the other hand brings itself up to this skeletal opening of a mouth, and it's looking directly at you, and it's almost pondering for a moment as it appears. It's much larger than you are. It's maybe 10, 11 feet tall, wider. It looks like it might be the skeletal frame of a giant or something. And it speaks to you. The voice settling kind of in your mind. Its mouth doesn't move. It doesn't speak in that way. You just hear this thing address you almost within moments of all of this landscape appearing around you. This figure of death appears and says,
"Valiant prophet of death, herald of darkness, you come before me now, your true patron, your guardian angel, your next guide. I am Merkel, god of death. It was I that summoned you to this dying order, upon the orders of chaos, to champion the next cycle."
The figure looks a little something like this, and this is my go-to image of Merkel, which is why some people will probably enjoy seeing him giving you the middle finger.
Oh my
This
god.
is the god of death, Merkel,
He's cool looking.
my old friend. He is very typical looking, kind of Grim Reaper looking guy. Underneath the skull that you see, you can see does look very much like a normal humanoid. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about him or anything like that. It does look like it's just a typical skeleton. But really, most of what you see that takes up him is this smoking shawl and robe around him, as if he's not even really truly here, as if he's part of the smoke that's running endlessly across this landscape around you. This figure is imposing, but I don't think it seems necessarily aggressive to you or anything. It just seems to be interested in you and looking at you. The same way you might look at like a bug or something that you've caught in a jar, that kind of thing. The way that we might look at an animal that's walked in. You get that sense that this thing is interested in you, but not aggressive or hostile or anything like that necessarily. It says,
"You are the one to usher in a new cycle and replace me.
I'm going to replace you. And I look up at it. I think Ellie would immediately like get down on one knee and sort of like a bowing gesture.
it turns its head to you and reaches its hand out towards you. A huge finger now. As it reaches for you, you get a sense that this thing may even be bigger than you at first realized. This giant skeletal hand reaches for you, and a finger uncurls underneath your chin and lifts you back up, and says,
You do not bow. You are the product of genes that bore skills beyond your reckoning. You were elevated as royalty among your kin, trained with privilege in your arts of death, handed the dagger of the Echo Eye by Ahe, cursed into undying by a lost hag, imbued with the shadows of the Exalted One. Child, what have you earned in your time? Why should you be the one to replace me now?
Oh man, Brad, this is a lot. This is a
through
lot.
your door.
Oh. I mean, I look around. The others, are they within earshot of all this?
You
I
don't
would
know.
like to know that as well.
You don't know for now. You three are not present though.
Lost in the dark. All right
Yeah,
then.
you're swirling around in smoke, and this is exclusively happening to Ellie right now. You don't see this or necessarily hear it. You don't see them at all. As you look around you, by the way, Ellie, you see that there is actually almost like a ruin of a tower near you. That's your back is to this kind of crumbling tower at the moment, and this landscape appears before you of kind of just darkness and smoke and some ruins, mostly smoke. That this image on the screen betrays a little. There's a lot of smoke on the ground. And it seems to be kind of almost emanating from this figure in front of you. Yeah, you don't see the others at all. Just this thing, this huge thing. It's now leaning back from you after lifting you up off of the ground. And again, it continues.
Is this the voice that I recognize from the alley?
No, it sounds completely different.
Oh, wow. Well then, that's a shocker. I think I would take out Ahi's dagger and sort of look at it because he mentioned it. And say, well, I was one of the ones chosen to fight the gods. I mean, apparently it was something that was chosen for me. But did you have a hand in that?
It was I that picked you.
And you picked me because of my upbringing and, I guess, like you said, my family background.
You were chosen as the very best of your kind.
All right. And I'm to replace you one day. And I just look around and it's just his sand or dust everywhere. That's a part, I would assume it's a part of him. That's just all around me.
Looks like, yeah. He says,
Death makes equal the high and the low, and we shall see where you belong. Face me, face the lost. Defeat the specters of warriors long dead. Face death, become death.
And he vanishes instantly. He falls into the robe, and before the robe takes any weight under itself, it turns to dust and spreads out around you. All of you, in fact, you roll me a d4.
Okay. Four.
4. Okay, so Una, roll me a d3. Wow. Bo, roll me a d2. And then Aura gets position number 2. So this is where you are positioned at random on this map, and this is where you end up. There are 4 positions. I'm gonna just quickly put you in the places that you are. So Ellie is at position number 4. Bo is at position number 1. Suna is at position number 3, and Aura is at position number 2. And so, Ellie, he vanishes, and I think you probably hear the sounds of your comrades. For Suna and for Aura, you find yourselves after all these walls fall around you, after this smoke lifts up and the dust, and then suddenly this tower is literally erected around you as it is pulled up out of the ground, and some of the smoke crystallizes into old ruined brick. There's a ruin of a tower around you. It's not very tall, but it's tall enough that the walls around you allow you to not be able to see over them or out or see each other at the moment. Each of you appear to be completely split up from one another. Aura, in front of you as these walls come up either side of you, you find yourself in kind of a corridor. It's just 2 pieces of broken wall. There is even little holes allowing you to see through. There's moonlight providing you with a little light. But from the ground rising up, you see a specter, a ghost, begin to appear from out of the smoke. And as this figure forms, they look very much like maybe an elf. They have very, very large pointed ears. They have lithe limbs, long. They're completely naked, and their hair is loose and flowing as if they're underwater. Long hair flowing upwards. Their face, however, is twisted and contorted in an expression of either pain or fury. And this literal spectre, a ghost, appears in front of you of an elf of some kind. So Una, you have a very similar experience to Aura. The same thing. You're lost for a moment in this swirling smoke and darkness before these walls rise up either side of you, and then you see a ghostly spectre appear near you too. Again, this thing is looking towards you, although this one isn't really elven. They look a lot more human, like a shorter human, maybe like 5'5", somewhere around there. But kind of stocky, strong-looking, big, muscular type, burly.
That's frightening.
Human, but a ghost. You can see that they're missing fingers on both of their hands. They're missing half of an ear. Their face appears to have been. It doesn't look wholly there, as if it was maybe bludgeoned in by something, like a sunken eye. And the same thing, the hair is much shorter, but it looks as though it's flowing back from them and floating as if they were underwater. The figure, again, same kind of contorted face, spectral, incorporeal. You can see through them, translucent. You can see through to the other side. There's even an element to them of light, almost as if they're glowing with an ethereal kind of light. Bo. Same thing again in that the walls rise up around you and this smoke coalesces into this kind of ruined tower. Although you find yourself in what feels like the center of it. Around you, the walls curve, and as they do so, there is a terrible sound coming from right next to you, from underneath your feet. Something reaches out and grabs at one of your boots before you jump backwards.
Aye.
And looking down, this horrible creature picks itself up from the ground, and this thing doesn't look like a ghost. It looks real, like physical.
Can I attempt to kick it back down? You stay in the ground.
You can in
no?
a second, yeah.
Oh.
Depending on how your initiative goes when we get there. But
Oh my god.
you see this thing crawling up out of the ground. It's fleshy and it's physical. It's not incorporeal like the other creatures. This thing is it looks like flesh over bones. It does have a face, though it's sunken. There's no eyeballs inside of a sunken thing, but there is a kind of an area where there would be a nose. Maybe there's a skull under this strange malformed flesh somewhere. The neck flesh is pulled up awkwardly into the flesh of the around this oddly shaped cranium. But then it pulls backwards a little further, and it has two limbs coming up out of its shoulders that are pointed at the ends, kind of like a spider's legs looking, but made entirely of flesh and pointing. Then it has where its arms would do, humanoid in shape. It has arms that do the same thing, longer but kind of pointed at one end. And then another one, just a fifth arm that's coming out of its ribs. You can see sunken and broken ribs. Again, malformed flesh over it, and then thin hips and thin legs as it pulls itself upwards and just lets out a sort of sorrowful noise like a zombie. It looks very much like a very strange, fleshy, malformed kind of zombie type creature. And all of these horrible pincer-like arms rise up out of the smoke around you as you attempt to kick it where it is. Ellie, do any of you three cry out? Bo did. Any of you make any noises?
Oh yes.
I didn't.
Oh.
I'm a pussy. I scream like a bitch.
Okay, so you hear, Ellie, you as soon as Merkel falls into this smoke, you suddenly hear Suna behind the wall directly behind you cry out. It doesn't sound like she's too far away from you. The same with Bo, but it sounds like he's further into this strange structure that's appeared around you. You will face now a creature known as the Lost and 2 specters, ghosts. Can you please roll me some initiative? Don't forget to click on your token. And here's where you are. So, for the characters, they can see stuff like they see a little differently. But your line of sight is based on what you can see as.
That is horrific.
Oh, what, the thing in the middle?
Yeah. What thing in the middle? What?
Oh, okay. Oh, the spectre.
What thing in the middle?
Never mind.
What?
Oh, we're talking about Bo.
I'm gonna barf.
And yeah, so Ellie, you're aware that they're behind you, but I don't think you can see them, depending on how well I did this dynamic lighting. Yeah. So for us, chat, we can see differently to what they can see, just so you're aware. But we chat can see everything they can see, but they can actually only see. They can't see each other at the moment.
We can only see our yes.
The walls
what
are
we're
blocking
facing,
them right
right
now. Let me quickly set these boys going, and we will add every one of them to the turn order. I will roll 3 dice, and that is a 5. And that one is a 9, 12, and that brings us to the top of the round with you, Aura. What would you like to do as you see this ghost moving it towards you? By the way, for the record, each of you that sees a creature in front of you, it's 100% coming for you.
Oh, wonderful.
It's coming to attack me?
Or
does it just...
Totally like it. Yeah, it looks violent, hostile, like it's 100%. It looks like it's screaming silently at you. Just a contorted face of pain and fury.
I'm gonna talk to it first.
Okay.
Ooh.
But
you can do that.
Like, I kind of crouch and I have my hand on my sword and just put my hand up and be like, hey, whoa, what's like, I'm just making sounds at it to see if it responds to my movements.
It doesn't seem to. It's moving its mouth. It's screaming, but there's no sound coming from it as it's moving, and it's rushing towards you, partially floating towards you.
I'll manage to get out. Are you okay?
Okay, is that all you want to do with your turn? It continues to rush towards you. It doesn't.
Can I talk to it as well as maybe do something if I realize that it's not my friend?
You can give me an insight check with disadvantage if you'd like.
Okay, let's do that.
You can see what you learn. You can determine.
I mean, maybe. 1
below what you needed. I don't think you know like anything that's going on. The confusion here is madness. But I think all you can really tell here is that this is some sort of horrific apparition, some sort of specter or ghost it's swarming towards you, right? So it is at this point kind of moving across this smoke. Its legs are lost in the smoke if it has them, but it's kind of rushing towards you. If anyone that is running at you with this face, you don't need too much of a high insight to understand that it totally looks like it's trying to kill you.
Okay.
But I don't think you know why or what it's feeling or anything like that. Anything that it's screaming or shouting, you can't make out what it's saying to you. It is muted. You know, it's as if someone has turned it down to 0. It doesn't make any sound as it moves towards you at all.
Okay, so can I do anything else on my turn or no?
You can do a full turn. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
let you have a full turn if you want to do something in particular.
I'm going to draw my sword, and then I'm going to swing at the ghost.
Yeah, you sure?
Yep. Well, you said it looked like a monster coming at me at full
Totally
speed,
looks
so
like it.
yes, I'm sure. I have a feeling it's not
100%.
going to work because it's a ghost, but I'm going to test perception to see if it is affected by my sword.
All right. So you run at it and it runs at you, yeah?
Yeah, I'll start running at it. I pull it up and I just start to almost like slice it in half.
Yeah.
Aim
All
for
right.
its stomach.
Give me an attack roll. You have extra attack now. Remember, you're baller, so you can swing twice if you want to roll them both.
Okay. Do I do it 2 times then? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. 19 and 19.
19 and 19. 2 hits, and it's slow. This thing is hovering towards you, and it's very slow. You bring the greatsword across this thing. The sword hits it, and there is some resistance to your sword in the sense that your sword hits something, but it travels through this thing very quickly, allowing you to readjust your footing and bring the sword back along for a cross. Give me 2 damage rolls. It passes through this thing as if you would maybe expect it to pass through it, but you definitely do stuff to it. You feel that there is resistance, like you are damaging it. Your weapon isn't magical, right? You don't have anything going on with it.
Not with my greatsword, no.
So
I got an 8 and a 13.
Yes, but you're actually dealing half damage because it is resistant to slashing from non-magical attacks.
Okay.
So you deal a grand total of, so what is that, 11 damage?
Seems right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Math Kings. You still have a bonus action or movement or other movement. You would have to be, I guess, here unless you...
Just if I move out of the way, it can provoke attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna stand there and I'm gonna brace myself with my sword. I can't escape it. It's a ghost. I'm just gonna stand here and see what it does to me.
Okay. Ellie, brings us to you. You're just outside of this ruined tower, and I guess skirt the corner and see whatever you can see.
Oh man.
You can see from here, and I wish I could do this, but I can't. Because I can see everyone's character, I guess. You can see 2 things.
Yeah.
You can see everything. You can see this ghost, which is moving towards Sauna on one side, and you can see Aura. I think you probably see Aura, like, bring this sword very quickly through this ghost. To you, it probably doesn't look like it does anything to the ghost. Yeah. What do you do?
I want to move in to this one, and I want to use Booming Blade on it.
Okay.
Which is an attack roll from my dagger.
Yes.
And it's successful, I assume.
It is very much a hit, yes. Make an attack with a weapon against one creature with the spell's range, otherwise the spell fails. On the hit, they suffer the effects of normal attack, and then if it moves, it immediately takes further damage. So give me the damage for this attack here.
And then since I went before it, does it count as like a thingy?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
You get
so it'd be double both those, right? It would be sneak attack as well, right?
Right, it becomes an automatic crit. So just roll everything twice.
And then it's a magical item as well. Then I'm gonna move back slightly. The rest of my. So I move in, I stab it, and then I move back. So no matter what, it has to move.
Do you disengage? The bonus action?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Which disengage is only like 5 feet, right? Or something? 5 meters or something?
Yeah, you disengage to there.
Yeah.
I just want to check because otherwise it would provoke attack.
Sorry, yeah. See, I like being a rogue because you can do that. Wizards, you cannot, apparently, so.
Right, yeah. So
yeah,
that's
no, I would disengage and take a step back.
2 damage, which takes it down because it is magical.
I doubt it gets poisoned though, right? It's a ghost.
No, it doesn't take any poison.
Yeah.
So it's kind of pointless doing the saving throw. Yeah, you see how you've killed this thing.
Oh.
But
well,
I want you to roll me a d20.
Okay. 18.
No one else hears, but this thing screams. Ellie, you hear it. As you bring the dagger into this thing, it feels where Aura's blade passed through and felt some resistance, but not as much as it would feel carving through real flesh. Yours feels like it carves through real flesh. You bring the dagger out and move backwards from this thing, and looking down at the dagger, you see blood on it. The spectre in front of you seems like a real person. He turns to you. All of the damage that was done to his body is removed. It seems like a human. They're wearing clothing. They just seem to be kind of just an average-looking guy. They don't look like a guard or necessarily a militiaman or anything like that. They seem more like the type of person who might be a trader or somebody you might see on a cart moving past town. And you hear him scream out and turn around to you as if he's been stabbed, and he holds his back as he looks towards you with these wide eyes and falls forward, dead. For you, Suna, you just see this thing. You see Ellie appear out of nowhere. She comes forward and stabs this spectre, and it just dissipates into the smoke. Ellie, on your blade, there's a lot of blood here, and your... let me just check on which side it is. Your left eye turns entirely red, and Suna, looking at Ellie, you see Ellie is crying involuntary blood-red tears.
Ellie, are you all right?
Does it hurt?
I think it does hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, I would immediately reach up and grab my eye and just be like, Did you get hit?
You're bleeding. I don't know. Did you? Your whole eye it's full of blood. It looks like. Here, just lean over and blink it out.
I'm not supposed to bleed. Remember?
Oh. You're right.
I do. I start trying to rub my eye, and then just get blood everywhere.
From Suna's perspective, Ellie, you become translucent in the same way that the specters do. Currently, you have, and I'll message you it on Discord.
Oh, okay.
You have this ability right now that you can that is just a passive, basically, that you can do.
Okay.
But that eye remains blood red and is just crying 1 or 2 tears every few moments.
Well, my eyes were already red, but now they're completely red.
That's true. Yeah, they. Yeah.
But now I'm crying red too. So.
Right.
This is awkward. I never cry.
Are you all right?
I mean, it hurts a little bit. I don't think I got hit. I killed. Was that a man? I just killed a man.
Well, it looked like it looked like a ghost to me. Where's Bo and Aura?
And I point behind where I saw the other ghost, and I'm like, I think Aura's over there.
All right, but Bo?
I think you would have heard that Bo is somewhere
Dreaming.
here south of you, basically. No, you can't see, but he's somewhere in here.
All right. Then we have to help Bo.
Yeah, I guess that would be the end of my turn. So
Right.
I think that's the end of my turn.
Sooner, it's your turn.
All right. I say we have to help Bo, and I will move here. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh no.
You see this creature, which is rising up in front of Bo here, with all these horrible pincer-like fleshy arms, and Bo, I guess, is scrambling back for a moment. What do you want to do, Suna?
Well, I would like to. I see this horrific creature, and I cast a spell. I'd like to slow the creature, if I may.
You may cast a spell.
All right.
I had the image of the creature for you, but it's gone. So I'm just giving it
Oh,
back.
please don't show me that.
Oh, you want to see it?
All right.
So cool looking.
I want to see it.
All
Oh,
right.
dear God. I probably didn't hear Suna
it
calling me
is
because
it-
I was screaming my ass off.
All right. I don't see it. Oh my God!
There he
All right.
is.
All right.
What a nice
Great.
guy.
What a lovely creature that is. I slow the fuck down.
I take it back. I don't want to see it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, holy. Thank you very much.
And that
no.
explains why I'm screaming like a bitch.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's all right. I am also, actually, Suna probably wouldn't be, but for sure, PB is inside. All right, I cast slow on this creature.
All right.
May I do that?
Slow. Yeah, I don't know what it does.
Would you like me to pop that in the chat there?
Yeah. So, well, what's the save? I definitely have to make a save.
You alter time around up to 6 creatures of your choice in a 40-foot cube within range. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be affected by this spell for the duration. So first things first, wisdom saving throw.
I assume you're hitting both of them with this. They're within 40 feet of each other.
Yes.
Okay, so first wisdom save will come from the Spectre. Let me just see if there's anything.
Horrific
And then the second one is
amalgamation of people.
from the horrific monstrosity known as the Lost, which is an amount. They both fail.
All right. Well, then in that case, their speed is halved.
Okay.
They will take a -2 penalty to their armor class and their dexterity saving throws, and they cannot use reactions. On their turns, they can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it cannot make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn. If the creatures attempt to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, they must roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it cannot, the spell is wasted. A creature
Nice.
affected by this spell makes another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn. On a successful save, the effect will end for it.
Okay.
All right.
They are both slowed. And yeah, the spell goes off. These creatures are moving to. This one's coming up towards you, Bo,
Yeah.
and it kind of stumbles a little. It slows in its movement.
Yeah.
The spectre that's
I-
dealing with Aura does the same thing.
That was too close. Thank you, Suna.
Oh, you're all right, and I have to concentrate on this. So get out of there, Ellie. We need help.
And I think you'd hear Ellie yell something, but it'd be kind of inaudible. Well, she wouldn't even yell. She'd be too busy like, oh God, this is awful.
Yeah. Your hand probably passes through your own face.
Yeah, oh yeah, that happens. And it just
Good
like
God.
goes through and I'm like,
Very strange feeling.
yeah. So
Suna, yeah, do you
are-
want anything else? Bonus action?
Are you hurt, Bo?
It grabbed me. It touched me.
But are you hurt?
No, but it touched me.
All right, and I understand it's very gross. Why don't you come over here by me?
Okay.
I
Yep.
will end my turn there.
Okay. That brings us to your turn, Bo. What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm scared too. I'm literally petrified. So even though Suna tells me to come to her, I'm gonna cast blindness at this thing, so that
Okay.
it doesn't see me doing it.
Yeah, let's see. Con save 14. What does it have to beat?
14. So it oh yeah, it didn't. Oh
Makes it,
no.
breaks it.
Oh no, my spell save DC 16 now.
Nice. So it fails.
Yes!
Yeah. So
Yes,
the same thing. The darkness appears around its kind of eye area. These eye socket things. And yeah, you blind the Lost.
See no more, you nasty thing. And I run like a big wuss puss over to Suna.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't have opportunity attacks, so you can do that. It kind of
Sucker.
wildly swishes around its horrible pincer-like arms, kicking up kind of smoke around it, but doesn't seem to know where you've gone.
All right.
Can I still make an attack?
You have a bonus action.
A bonus action.
It's your water magic, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. I'm just gonna hide behind Suna like a wuss.
Okay.
All right.
And my turn there.
It's all right. You just stay right behind me, Bo.
The creature, I guess, will make a perception check. I'll give it a disadvantaged perception check to see where you guys are. You can work out what's going on.
Is it turning around? I think it's turning around. Be very still. Maybe it won't see us.
You two give me stealth checks. I'll just give it just so I have a dice.
10.
19.
Bo is
19.
hiding behind me.
Yeah, that's to see who he goes after. It
Right.
continues to chase Bo across
What?
the area here. It just scrambles. It's suddenly like these things spread out like on the opening of one of those facehuggers from Alien, and it runs towards you, stumbling on these small legs before falling towards the area where you are. Let's see. So it has disadvantage. So blindness. Let me double check before I do it wrong.
It also has half speed.
It does
I
have
don't know
half
if that
speed,
matters.
doesn't it?
It does. So
does matter. It really
it's
does.
running in slow motion.
It runs in slow motion.
Although there is no
Yeah, do you know
cool
what?
music.
It stumbles into this wall before stumbling to here. And actually, it doesn't get to do anything right now because that's all of its turn.
All right, Bo. I think we just need to keep running it around. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so it can't. Yeah, all right. So do I make saves for it now? It's the end of its turn, so I guess I need to make a whiz save.
I believe so, yes.
Slow, and then at the end of each of its turns, a con check to try and not be blind anymore. Okay, so 1 for slowness. 14.
Sucker, no.
Still doesn't. And then 1 for
That's right.
blindness. 10
No,
to fail
I
as well.
still can't see.
Remains slowed and blinded. They've kind of magically, they're magically controlling this thing with these passive spells, blinding it, slowing it down. It's confused and discombobulated, moves in slow motion, falls into one of these ruined walls, and then turns its head
I don't
wildly
think it
around.
can see us.
It can't. It doesn't know where you are. It's swiping
No, I know.
wildly into the smoke.
I was just saying that in
In
character.
character,
I don't,
soon as
yes, I don't think it can see us, Bo.
Oh, I casted blindness so that
Oh.
it couldn't see us.
Great job.
Thank you. And you slowed it down. That's
Yes,
teamwork.
yes. That is teamwork.
The other side of the wall, Aura, this thing, after you probably at the same time pretty much swing your sword through the thing, it is going to attempt to drain your life on a
course it is.
natural 1. Holy fuck. Roll me a d20. Totally
Okay.
misses.
Oh my god.
It's okay, don't worry. Roll it again. Roll it again. This is a good thing, getting rid of these ones, because you're rolling for this creature.
I get another one. Okay, of course you can.
You get a free hit on it if you want.
Free hit.
Yeah.
Well, I could feel that my sword wasn't doing as much damage as I would like. So I'm going to...
I would also just say it does look like it's going in slow motion. I don't know if that helps make your decisions.
Can I hear them yelling on the other side of the wall?
100%, yeah.
Okay. So I probably heard Suna doing all this and that noticed that my specter is a lot slower now. Can I do spike growth? Or is it big or no?
Why wouldn't you be able to? Hang on.
Because it's like concrete and I wasn't sure.
Oh no, as long as there's ground, you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you can do that totally. yeah, tell me what this looks like. What do we see appearing around this hovering ghost? Which I don't know if that affects it.
I know it's hovering, but I'm going to like stomp on the ground super hard, and it's like vines come from where I stand, like stomp and the ground cracks, and all of these thorns and thick woody type vines come up out of the ground, and sharp spikes come out of them. And I'm going to try to build them up around the ghost, so at least maybe it'll entangle its legs.
Yeah, that happens. I think all this stuff that it does to it happens on its turn. But
okay.
Yeah, all these spiky vines suddenly burst up out of the ground, and for us probably only appear like they're coming up out of the smoke, and they begin to cover the whole area around you. It's 20-foot radius, so they run up the side of the ruins of the walls, and they move out underneath where you are and push out beyond where the bottom of this spectre is. I won't do the thing because there's only one thing to worry about here, but it, I assume, kind of covers like all of this area. And yeah, you can do that. That's your main action. You still have a bonus action. You can also move.
I'm gonna. Can I see the way? Like, can I see that there's a way around, maybe to get to them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this thing, you can tell that there's like a room here, and you can hear them down the hallway behind you. Again, this is like a crumbling, broken part of a tower. You just have like walls next to you, but there's no like roof, and the walls don't go up so high necessarily. You probably higher than you can see, but they're not. It's not an actual complete tower. You're just in the ruins of one. It's affecting your viewing of where one another are, but not at all affecting like general perception of what's around you. So yeah, you know that they're pretty close. There's just a wall between them.
Okay, because there's an opening right up here, correct? If I move my token.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run there. I know it might provoke an attack, but then I'm gonna try to.
It does not. Yeah, it's slowed. It can't.
Okay.
It can't attack you. Yep.
So since I'm gonna just run towards them, that's 5, I think, that way, and then I have another 25. So I'm gonna run towards where they are. So I'm gonna go to the middle of the room about. And I'm going to stop there.
Okay. I don't know if you have that much movement. Where did you go? You went from here to here?
No, I went
Here to here?
Why did it say 5 for me? Okay, I can go back a couple. I'm probably about there.
Yeah, you can get there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And that brings us around to Ellie.
I'm gonna immediately go. I'm gonna let my token's gonna lag.
You want to go through the wall?
Yeah. My token's lagging though. I can't
It's okay.
pull it there.
It's because you can't go through my dynamic lighting on the map. I have to drag your token through a wall.
Oh, yeah. So I just pop up right behind Aura.
She walks through a wall like a ghost, by the way, everyone.
Yeah.
And you're all in the same room.
So I immediately. Oh, I think we can all be visible now, right?
Yeah. You are all now in the same room. There is Aura is aware that there's a ghost behind you guys. Ellie, probably maybe you can just about see it as well. There's also this horrible, monstrous creature that is kind of swiping wildly around the area where Bo and Suna are. But yeah, everything appears to be kind of messed up. The Spectre is kind of being covered and caught in these vines. There's this thing that's blinded with Bo's kind of magical darkness that appears around its eye area and slowed. Everything looks kind of slowed magically as they're controlling this with these
Aura, Ellie. I think we definitely need help. I don't think it sees us. It just ran right into the wall there.
There's a ghost?
No, look at it. It's got like 7 arms.
It's worse.
Well, I got a ghost back there. I just it's not moving so fast, but like it's not dead.
Right. Well,
Do I appear see-through? Like, do I appear like I look like a ghost right now?
Yeah, you're kind of translucent. Yeah, you're not like floating.
Yeah, you
you're
guys
hovering
can like
around.
kind of see through me right now, and I still got like the bleeding eye. And
what are you
I
doing?
just popped through a wall.
Ellie, what's happening? Is that new magic?
So after I killed the other one that looked like a human, this happened to me, so I think this is a reaction to killing these things.
What?
How did you kill it?
Well, what are we supposed to do? To have tea?
I cast Eldritch Blast on the lost one.
Okay. Yeah, give me the attack roll. You don't get 2, or am I crazy?
Yeah, I do. I want that one. Not so good. Oh, or not.
All right, 2 Rezen guns fly through the
I'd say,
smoke.
yeah.
How do they look?
I would say that like, it because I
It's a
have like
beam,
one
isn't it?
eye just crying out of it, it kind of like hits the wall right next to the lost.
Yeah.
Like it just misses and it hits right next to it.
Hits the
Right,
wall,
that was close.
crumbles a piece of the wall. It's force damage, so it is like a concussive kind of controlled. It's why I think of a Rezen gun, that kind of a thing. As it hits the wall and a piece of the brick crumbles, you see the creature swing one of those fleshy arm things towards the wall, cracking at the wall as if it expected there to be something to it. But yeah, you miss your 2 Eldritch Blasts.
And I think you see Ellie kind of like grab her eye, and then I'm gonna go into stealth right here where the shadow is.
24. Oh, actually, you have advantage on stealth checks.
Oh.
And for
So
the
I
record,
guess-
you have advantage on stealth checks the entire time you are in this realm. So
Okay.
you can just remember that, because I probably will forget.
Yeah, I think you'd see her miss, and then like just grab her eye, and then just disappear,
Yeah.
like go invisible or whatever.
You can just vanish into the smoke, frankly. There is smoke and darkness, and also you're incorporeal right now, so it is like literally the meme we've been doing where you vanish into darkness. She just turns sideways and is gone, and a whiff of smoke and a wisp of smoke up where she was, and that's it. It's probably slightly terrifying. It's very vampiric. And
I really am a vampire.
you're close. Sooner, your turn.
Okay. I would like to move very much out of the way. All the way over here against this wall.
You're gonna leave me?
Well, you gotta come with me, Bo. But yes, we need to get away from this thing. And then if I'm doing, sorry, please remind me, if I'm doing concentration, can I cast a cantrip as long as it's not another concentration spell?
Yes.
All right. And is that
You
any
can cast
other spell?
You can cast any other spell.
Yes,
as long
all
as
right,
it's not
okay.
concentration.
All right, as long as it's not concentration. Great.
You can cast a concentration spell, but it will break the concentration.
Right, I'm not breaking this bullshit. Are you kidding me? All right. I would like to I cast Mind Spike
Yep.
on the lost creature, please.
All right, do it. Is it what is it? Is it save?
Oh, it is. Oh, it's a concentration spell. Forget that.
Okay.
I will do. Sorry, I looked to see if it was, and I didn't see that.
Okay.
Description. Is this one concentration? Why doesn't it tell me until I put it in here? This one's not.
The weight of
All
1,000
right.
years. Okay.
That's right.
What is it?
This is the new time. This is the time mage.
Yes.
All right. You close your eyes and focus on the vortex of time, condensing the memories of the past millennia into a single thought. Then gesture above a creature within range. Snap your hand down as all these thoughts and memories are solidified and forced upon the target, hitting them with agonizing mental damage. That creature must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 1d6 psychic damage and is knocked prone. On a successful save, it takes half as much and does not fall prone. When you are casting this using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, which I am, the damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot.
What spell slot are you using?
2.
2. All right. Strength save.
All right.
15. Still
That
not
i-
enough, right?
Right. It has to beat my spell save, right?
Yep. So it's a
Tough
fail.
luck, chummy.
So give me 2d6, and everyone sees this thing suddenly. The two kind of shoulder pincers that it has, it hits itself in the head for a moment before falling down. It lets out like a horrible like as it hits this ground. It kind of disappears into some of the smoke as it is hit by like a horrible thing, and it is prone on the ground.
All right, Bo. Now's your chance.
Yes, Bo, it is your chance. By the way, prone creatures, just so that you're aware, it takes half of its movement to stand back up. But also, if you're standing next to a prone creature and you do a melee attack, you have advantage on the hit. If you're
So does
away
that
from
mean-
it, doing a long range thing, you have disadvantage to hit.
So it takes its entire turn to stand up then.
It will do, yeah.
Yes.
Well,
all right.
It will use.
Because it.
I wonder if it even can stand up. Let's
That's
see.
what I'm wondering.
Well,
Because
it has 30 feet of movement, so let me just work it out. It has only half movement. Yeah, it will use all of its movement to stand up, not its whole turn. Take its whole turn to move again.
Right. Okay. And then it can only do either an action or a reaction. Got it. All right. Man, this spell. Holy
It's a
shit.
good combo. Good combo.
Yes.
Just
All right.
controlling the battlefield with these spells. Bo, yeah, so it's your turn.
Okay. All right. Before I run
Bo.
like a bitch, I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on him.
Okay.
You're nasty, and you seriously need a manicure. Bye.
It's a fail. So he takes 4 psychic damage. And that's it. Yeah, you do that. He fails. You run away. I feel like Vicious Mockery has a secondary thing. The next attack. Something.
I think that's it.
Like when you get a Vicious Mockery in, it does some extra bullshit. Let me double check.
Oh, let me.
It has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. So it
Oh, there
has
you go.
disadvantage.
Yes.
Yeah, it has an extra thing, Vicious Mockery, if you're successful with it. It's nice. So yeah, you still have a bonus action, and that's it. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna end my turn there.
Alrighty.
Yep.
The creature stands up using all of its movement. It is no longer prone, but it kind of just lifts itself up very slowly. Maybe one of those things gripping onto the stone, crumbling around it as it stands up, turning around wildly, trying to figure out where any of you guys are. I will roll a natural 20, and then I guess
I think it sees us.
It sees. Well, let's see who it sees and who it's going to move towards. Probably doesn't matter too much. With one being Ellie, it starts to weirdly move towards Ellie. You know what? Actually, I feel like it doesn't move towards Ellie. I'm going to make it move towards you, Aura.
I had a 24.
Yeah.
Or I guess it has a nat 20 though, so.
Right, but no, I don't think it does see you. It moves towards Aura. Oh, Aura, that's the end of its turn.
It cannot move, good sir.
That's all it does.
It moved all of it. It used all of its movement to stand up.
And then it used its action to move.
Fucking shit.
But that's
All right.
all it does. It can't do
Right.
anything else.
Right. Aura.
Apart from it
Look out.
saves. So it gets a save for the blindness, which is a con. Is that right?
Yep. And wisdom for the.
No, whiz. 19 it makes, so it's no longer blind. The blindness is removed, but it's still slowed on an 8 for its fail on the whiz. So it kind of stumbles towards where you are, Aura, this horrible thing, and then the darkness, the inky magic around its eyes is removed, and it turns these horrible eye sockets on you as if it does have eyes and sees you, moves towards you, but that is the end of its turn. The next thing is the ghost, which is currently in a bunch of vines, and I think it has to do a... it just takes 2d4 piercing for every 5 feet it travels. Now, it is totally in them, and I need you to roll me... need you to roll me, what was it, 2d4? 6d4. Aura. 17. It takes 17. Yeah, I thought as much. It's dead. It's like moving through these things, being slowly shredded apart by the these magical vines and spikes and things. For you guys, you just see it kind of slowly withering as it's crawling towards where Aura is, trying to follow slowly before it is
Aura, I think we have a problem.
vanishes again.
What the heck?
However, Ellie, if you're witnessing this, you see a person you see a very regal-looking, probably high elf with very long hair, kind of what's his name, Elrondy? You know, that kind of a regal-looking elf, with very fine-looking clothing, wild, wide-eyed, as if fleeing from something, as opposed to trying to get to Aura, running forwards as he's being cut by all of these spikes and things. Eventually, one of these spikes vines rises up and grips him round the throat, pulling him into the smoke, and he's gone. But yeah, you see it very clearly, and I think that's all it does for you. Your perception of these ghosts is very different, as this one is pulled into thing. Oh, you hear him screaming as well. He's shouting and screaming, and you can hear it, as opposed to the others who don't hear anything. Before he's pulled into this thing, and the scream is cut short, and he is gone. And the second spectre is dead. Good job, Aura. And that brings us to your turn.
Okay. So this creature in front of me does not look like a ghost. It looks like a solid mass.
Yeah, it looks
like a creature.
Yeah, it looks like a mutated thing, physical, fleshy, humanoid creature.
I'm gonna take my.
I'm trapped in a spell, Aura.
What are you doing to it?
I'm slowing him down, and I don't think he can move very well. So whack him really hard.
All right, and so I'll pull out my sword again, because I put it away as I ran into the room, and then I'm gonna try to cut its head off or cut it in half.
Okay.
All right.
I'm fighting every instinct to cut its arms off, but I'm going to.
Give me the attack rolls. Two attacks.
All right.
Don't forget, it has a -2 to its AC right now.
13.
Oh, good lord.
7.
Wow. The 13 is actually a hit.
Okay.
So give me the damage on that one. 7 slashing. You run the blade into the side of this thing. It catches into the flesh, and you feel it bite correctly. As you bring the sword across the flesh of this creature, it doesn't seem to give a shit. It almost continues moving towards you. Roll me then a d20 for the next thing.
1.
1, I think, is bad. Let me double check. Yeah. I know that obviously 1s are almost always bad, but I think it's more fun when you fail crits to roll a d20 on this list that I have of critical fail consequences. And your sword is then wrenched out of your hands. This thing brings one of these fleshy pincers across. You maybe aren't expecting it, because you usually, when you cut something with this, it reacts, but it doesn't. It keeps moving forward, and there's one of these arms, the extra arm that's coming out of the lower ribs area, pushes this sword, and you lose your grip on it as it flings it 10 feet away from you. So I will roll another dice. Determine it lands. You'll be pleased to know, behind you, I will put a little sword on the map for where it is. But at the moment, yeah, your greatsword is flung from your wrists and thrown to the ground away from where you are. It is here, in front of this, where this spectre had died. I don't need them anymore. So yeah, it just ding, and your arms are lifted up, and you let loose your sword. It flies. This huge slab of metal flies through the air, and with a clank into the smoke. You can't see it, but you hear exactly where it lands behind you, and this thing opens up all of its arms in front of you again. You still have a bonus action though. In fact, you have movement as well.
Yeah. But it's broken the spell though, right? So the slowing spell, or if I leave it.
No, you know what? Actually,
slow still works.
In fact,
Okay.
actually, you can run over and pick up your sword if you
Yeah,
want to do it.
that's
After
what I was
all of
gonna
that,
say,
you can do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna run back here, and I'm just gonna pick up my sword.
Yep.
And then that's gonna be the end of my turn. I'm just gonna brace.
Ellie, your turn.
I'm going to move behind the creature and attempt to stab him with my dagger,
Okay.
which I need to find.
Yes.
27.
Holy shit.
20.
Oh, and I forgot to
is
say
it?
I was going to use Booming Blade as well.
Yep.
Is it too late?
Nope.
Okay.
That's a hit. Yeah, give me the damage.
And since I was in stealth, does that mean I get sneak?
Yeah,
Okay, just making sure.
maybe.
15
No,
damage.
Maybe. Yes, it does. In fact, you have advantage. Do you want to roll again just in case you crit? The attack roll.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. 19.
Okay, so it's the same thing. You appear suddenly out of the smoke and darkness from behind this creature, and then you drive this dagger into the horrible flesh of it.
Does he take poison?
Let's find out. On a 16, he doesn't. So it's just the 15 here. Yes, so you deal 15 damage. The venom dagger biting into the flesh of this creature. It almost doesn't seem to react. Like it doesn't react in the same way that it would if it gave a shit. It doesn't seem to feel pain. It's kind of the way that it comes across. And it has the booming blade thing, which means if it moves from this point, the creature takes a little bit of extra damage. Right, let me double check on booming blade. Part of the action, make a melee attack. On the hit, the target suffers the attack someone takes, and it becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of your next turn. Yeah, so you bring this dagger into this thing, and there's a slight shimmer of energy across this thing now.
Yeah, I think there'd be like slight crackling noises as it prepares, and then I'm gonna use my movement to get back out in stealth again.
And that brings us to Suna. Your turn.
Right. I would like to frostbite.
Con save from it. 17.
Makes it, breaks it.
Just about. What does it do? Half damage or just?
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
I don't think. Hold on, let me just double check. Yes, that's right. Nothing.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else?
That I know. I still hold this concentration on it to try to keep it from moving.
All right. Oh, your turn.
All right, I'm going to attempt attacking it with my light crossbow.
Yep. Give me the attack roll.
9.
A 9 is a miss.
Ew.
Flies over into the darkness where Ellie is. Ellie's standing by the rock wall. Suddenly, it's completely oblivious to where you are. A crossbow bolt pings off of the rock near you.
Yikes. Okay, well, that was no good. Well, I'm shivering here like well, let's not go there. I will attempt to do Vicious Mockery once more, and I did.
Do it. You've only got a bonus action left.
Oh, okay.
What about your water spells, Bo?
I don't see any water here.
Right.
Not unless I decided to wee myself, but I want to save my dignity.
What about my water skin?
Your water skin?
Yes, take the water out of my water skin. It's right here on my side.
Okay.
Now.
I grab at her water skin and I start to pour it into my hands, and I attempt to element overlay.
Do an elemental overlay?
Yeah, like attempt to trap this creature.
I think overlay is the one where it imbues your weapon.
Sorry, that's control elements.
Control elements. So yeah, you are able to basically fire a magic missile of ice, is what it is mechanically at this thing. So roll me a d4.
Okay.
Brad, I have a minor correction. Because it's a cantrip and I'm 5th level, I'm supposed to do an extra 1d8 damage.
On the
booming blade?
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a 1.
Or 1. You do 1 ice damage. A little spike of ice launches forwards towards the creature.
That's it. Well done, Bo.
Catches it again. It doesn't seem to react. Your booming blade hasn't gone off yet. It needs to move, which it will.
At the 5th level, if the melee attack hits, it does an extra 1d8 thunder damage.
Oh, that does it.
And then it does 2d8 if it moves.
It's an extra to the target. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, whatever. At this point, whatever you lot say happens. Level 5. I give up at level 5.
I'll link it to you.
That's fine. I believe. I know. I agree.
Okay.
It's fine. You just tell me. You tell me what it is, and that's cool. After level 5, I don't care anymore because everyone can do so much stuff that I just leave it to you, and I just have to hope that you're not bullshitting me. Yeah, I don't mind. So yeah, it does an extra 3 there, and then its turn. Now it is still slowed, but I think it's probably still going for aura, which it can reach. It's half movement, yeah?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh dear. All right. Now, does it have disadvantage or anything? What else does it have on this?
It does not. It has a -2 to its AC and dexterity saving throws, and it can't use reactions. And now it can either use an action or a bonus action, but not both.
Okay.
It can only make one melee or ranged attack during its turn, regardless of the creature's ability or magic items.
Alrighty. Aura. 23 against your AC, I'm guessing, is a hit.
Good lord.
Sucks.
Yep.
It now screams and runs towards you, its legs moving quickly, pitter-pattering underfoot as these horrible pincery things open up as if it's coming to close them on you, which it does, and it pulls you into its embrace, which is, if it ever goes off on its way, there it is. Target is grappled, which means you are caught by it. It literally pulls you in. There's a stench of just horror. It's death and grossness and rotted flesh, putrid smells, and you're pulled into this thing, and you hit the bony, fleshy part of its chest as it grapples you.
Sorry.
Yeah?
To do this to you. Does it not have disadvantage from vicious mockery?
No.
It might save her life. That's the only reason why I was... Okay, right.
It was the turn is
You
gone.
you didn't hit with vicious mockery.
It also took 11 damage from moving.
And it takes 11 damage from moving. The target, you are frightened, and you take 16 piercing damage. Why does it say 16 piercing damage?
At the bottom.
But why does it say that? I don't know what that comes from. Oh, you take... Hang on, let me read it again. Target is grappled, medium or small creature until the grapple ends. The target is frightened and takes psychic damage at the end of its turns. You take psychic damage at the end of your turns. Yes. No? Yes. Take damage. Yes. Okay, so at the end of your turn, you take 68 psychic damage while you're grappled by this thing. You're caught by it. You take the 16 piercing damage just from this thing's horrible pincer things grabbing you. You are grappled, and just to remind you what all these statuses are. Grappled means that your speed becomes 0. You really, that's it. You just can't move. In order to break out, you need to roll contested checks against it on your turn as an action. You are also frightened, which means you can only... hello? There it is. A frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. It's really bad for you right now.
Sorry.
Can I use my hellish rebuke?
You can. Yes.
Yeah. Immediately when this happens, like I get angry and just go, ugh, I don't want to. I mean, it smells bad. This is gross. It's got weird arms. I'm just gonna get angry, and that's when hellish rebuke kicks in.
Okay. So Una, you're decelerating time.
No, I'm sorry. I accidentally clicked that. I was trying to open it so I could read it.
Okay. So
I don't think I can use that, can I? I haven't been attacked.
As a reaction, you may use this to slow down the wheel of time when you take damage from an attack. Yes, that's exactly what it is. I thought.
Right.
I couldn't remember if it was someone else.
No worries.
You do a hellish rebuke. Now let me remind myself. Is it a level 1 hellish rebuke that you do? Second level. So roll it.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me the damage.
All right.
I think it just goes off.
You need to...
So the creature must make a dex save. Yes.
So it has -2, don't forget.
-2 to its dex save.
That's correct.
Is a 12. It has to beat 11, which is
Damn
no
it.
effect. I think it still takes half, though, on a Hellish Rebuke. Hellish Rebuke. It's going to take... On a failed save, it takes half as much. So, the total there is 18. Half of 18 is 9. It takes 9 damage. How does this look, this Hellish Rebuke, as this thing? Because it's grabbing you, and its pincery things pierce you and drag you into it. And then there's just a fire, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the green veins that are under Aura's eyes turn like lava. They look like lava color, and then it is essentially, it's just like I ignite in this specific scenario. And it looks like maybe what spontaneous combustion would look, but if you look through the flames, you can still see me standing there and I look normal. But there's just, I engulf this thing
horrifically.
in flames.
While it gets burned, these things that are pierced into you, there is an element of transference, and while you hurt it, it tightens its embrace on you. While it has a creature grappled, the creature takes 4d8 psychic damage if it takes damage. So it does its own thing back to you to the tune of 14 psychic damage. So there's just this back and forth as all this stuff happens. There's a booming blade that goes off. It grabs Aura. She screams out as it pierces her. She ignites it, and then it deals a psychic boom or a screech, and this transference, this element of having this thing grappling you, causes you to suddenly feel this horrible internal damage from the psychic shock of the tightening embrace from this creature.
Get it off of her!
Just so I know, it's 16 and 14 damage.
It is 16 piercing and then 14 psychic, yes.
All right. A little help!
Get it off of her! Ellie!
It is actually your turn. If you want to get away from it, you can try by contesting checks. Let's see what you can do. Athletics or acrobatics. You have disadvantage for both because you're frightened of it.
I would like to do an athletics check to get away from this thing, please.
Yes, roll it. Disadvantage.
Okay.
Please. Holy shit.
And it wow, you rolled a natural 1 and a 7. Let me see what it rolls. 22. Not even, like, you'd squirm to the, like, in just it's like a flail, but you're completely pinned in by this thing, and it just crunches your small frame. It's much bigger than you are, and it's got Aura now just caught in these horrible kind of face hugger like legs, like that thing from Alien has wrapped you. You do have a bonus action if you want to use it. I don't know if you can use it for anything.
Can she heal herself?
She has Healing Word.
No, I don't have Healing Word, unfortunately, but all of my things are actions. They're not really bonus actions. Maybe, though. I'm just gonna, I'm frightened of it. I imagine it's just like hugging me tighter every time I do something. So I go still.
Okay.
And can I pretend to be dead?
You may pretend to be dead.
Okay.
Yeah. You play dead. Give me a performance check.
All right. 17.
17. Okay. Ellie's turn.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I see it obviously giving a hug to Aura, so I'm gonna run up behind it and jump on its
We
back.
think Aura's dead.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, give me insight checks.
Yeah,
you lot.
I think she looks.
That's
if
a good
her
point.
performance
Yeah, she looked like she
17,
passed
I-
the fuck out.
Roll
Yeah.
roll insight checks. You got to beat a 17.
19.
19. Okay, you know she's
Oh, I
alive.
think she's dead.
Sooner thinks she's dead or passed out, I guess. And Bo,
Oh
you're an expert of performance, maybe, and no, you can tell. Sooner you think she's dead. Everyone else knows she's like playing dead.
Ellie's good at playing dead too.
That's
Oh.
true.
Okay, don't panic, Suna. Don't panic. She's okay.
no! She's dead. She's limp like a
Playing possum.
What?
She's playing possum.
I try to make eye contact with Suna really fast and then like
So
close my
clever.
eyes again.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Oh, I
I'm
see.
gonna run up
Right.
behind this guy and try to slash the back of his legs at his knees.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me the attack.
Well, I
roll.
want to say beforehand, it's in an attempt to aid Aura in getting out.
Oh, okay. So you want to do some special bullshit here. Let's see. You're doing help.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you use your action to do the help thing. So you can lend your aid to a creature's ability check or attack only if you're within 5 feet of the target, which is true. And now, Aura, you have advantage to your ability check or attack on your next turn, which it will kind of just be normal. You know, you have disadvantage and advantage, which means it's a normal roll. So that's what's happening. Ellie comes up behind this thing and just starts slicing at its legs. It becomes immediately distracted at Ellie, who's just like taking little bits off of its legs. No real damage here. Distracting this thing. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I think that's all I can do. So yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Oh, sooner.
I immediately cast Surge, which will repel the fates of certain allies, and up to 2 targets will take 1d6 less damage until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
And I just use it on Aura.
Yeah. Nice. Anything else?
Yes, I'll do a bonus action. My dear God, hold on. If I have one. I didn't even think about that. I think I have one. Hold on. I know I do. Well, shit. I don't know, so no, I
Alright.
won't.
If you think
Unless
of it,
there
I'll let you
is,
do it in a second.
All right.
Take your time, old lady. Bo.
Oh, yes.
Your turn.
So
Oh,
I
you
will.
remember? Yeah.
I remember now. Yes, I will accelerate as a bonus action. You may use this to move forward the wheel of time. A targeted friendly creature within 20 feet is now allowed to use 1 additional action. Aura, get out of there.
Right. Okay. You can do this. How many times can you do this a day? Twice?
Twice, yes.
All right. So you blow them both.
Yes, my entire wad right now.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Bo.
Okay, I'm gonna first cast Healing Word, so I mutter my magical words, bada boom, over to Aura,
Yeah.
and she feels that nice gust of cool wind. Hopefully, oh, this doesn't cast on undead, doesn't it? You know, that would have been an interesting attack, though. Okay, so I cast that, and then I will also do Bardic Inspiration on Aura.
Okay.
If it's a Final Fantasy
Oh wait, you're doing
game,
Healing Word, which is bonus, and Bardic Inspiration, which is bonus. So you have only a normal action to do.
Okay, can I still attack?
You can.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna do just that then with my light crossbow. Hopefully I aim true. Oh god.
A 12. What does it say to reduce by?
2.
2. The crossbow bolt flies very close to the back of this thing's head,
Ow.
but launches out into the darkness beyond.
Nice.
That's actually a good thing.
It is a good
I think
thing.
it's hurting Aura.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
Okay, so Ori, you've got all these things. You've got healed for 6. I don't know why your token is doing a thing where it says you have 39 of 21 health, but I'll fix it later on. But you're
Yeah,
actually...
I'm adjusting it on my sheet. Should I be adjusting it here?
I don't know why it's doing it. So
And my sheet's black anyway, so I don't know if it's a roll 20 thing.
Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. As long as you know what you have.
I have 15, yeah.
Oh no.
So that's the end of your turn, Bo. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Brings us to this creature. Now, does anything happen to it at the beginning of its turn because of bullshit that you lot have done to it? It's just aura, right? That has all the chances to escape. So, what does it do? You know, I missed a thing for it last turn. Hold on. It needs to try and break free of the slow. On a 17, does it break free of the slow?
Yes, what makes it breaks it, but I believe Aura gets a turn, right?
Why?
Because I used the time magic.
Oh,
They're
sorry.
now allowed to use one additional action
on her
to
turn.
get out of there.
Or yeah, it'll be on her turn.
It says a targeted friendly. Oh, right. Is now allowed to use one addition. Oh, on the next
Just
turn.
two
then?
actions. It's like an action search.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was like presently right now.
No, that would be cool, but I'm afraid
Yes.
it's not.
That's all right.
It is not slowed anymore.
And it didn't do anything else?
No, this happened at the end of its last
Right.
turn.
Okay. All right.
No, you know what? It didn't. Because I forgot, and that would have changed what you would have done. Probably. Right?
Yes, it would have.
Yeah. So I'm going to accept that I forgot, and I'm going to move on. So the
right.
creature is going to, let's just double check what it does. If it has, 'cause sometimes things that are grappled by things get to do bullshit to the grappled creatures.
It only gets to do one attack, period. No matter about its special bullshit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I guess it will swing wildly at young Ellie behind it.
I only say that because it has like 8 arms.
Yeah.
So I'm worried it's got some special bullshit where it can attack like 8 times or something.
Right. Ellie, a 14, does that hit or miss? Hit or miss.
That's a miss.
That is the end of its turn. Now I'll do its whiz. What it's supposed to do. 1!
Right.
Not even a natural 1. What does that mean? Okay.
I've still got you, you little bitch.
That brings us to Aura. Now, Aura, you got a lot of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have 2 actions. You
You do.
have advantage and disadvantage on ability checks, which means you roll them normally to cancel each other out. Anything else?
Yes, she takes, when this crazy psychic damage happens at the end of her turn, it'll be 1d6 less damage.
Right.
Now, did you let me target her twice with that?
What do you mean?
Because it says up to 2 targets, you can take 1d6 less damage.
No.
So, okay, so then we'll just say, Ellie, you also have that. Because I get to target 2.
Okay.
All right.
All
That's
right.
it.
So,
Sorry.
Aura, you may try and free yourself if that's what you're trying to do.
So can I do anything while in his grip if I've gone limp? Can I manipulate my hands at all?
I guess it depends what you want to do.
I want to grab an arrow and try to stab it in his heart.
Yeah. I think you can do that. Let me double check. Remember, you have the frightened thing. There's a couple of things. A frightened creature has disadvantage. Can't move willingly closer. You have disadvantage on attack rolls. Yes, you can do that. An arrow is an improvised weapon, though. It's not the most amazing thing.
I'm just trying. Will this help me break out if I am successful with this?
No. The only
Not
thing you can do
D&D,
to
my
break out.
darling.
Yeah, it's annoying. But the only thing you can do to break out is roll an athletics check.
I'm
Or
gonna
an
do the
acrobatics check,
athletic.
whichever one
I'm
you
gonna
want.
athletics. I'm proficient in, so I'm gonna.
Whichever number is higher, I would go for if I was you.
Yeah, that's definitely athletics. So I'll keep thinking if I want to stab him, and then I think better of it, and I'm gonna try to break free. I'm being limp, and so I'm gonna try to like surprise him by using all my strength.
Unfortunately, it will not surprise him because he knows you're not dead. But you don't know that. But still, just so you know why you don't have double advantage.
Okay, so it's a normal roll you were saying?
Just give me an athletics check, and
Okay.
you've got to beat 26, natural 26. I'll take it back.
23.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, but you have bardic inspiration.
You have bardic
Oh,
inspiration.
wait, no, you don't. You don't, do you? You
Oh,
didn't
no,
get
she
it off,
doesn't.
did you?
Because the thing.
What?
Shit.
Flowers.
What?
But you do have another turn.
You do
could
have another try
again.
if you want to do it again.
Yeah, but I gotta beat 26 again.
No, no,
correct?
no.
No, it has to.
If you want to do it again, he has to roll again too.
Alright, I mean, this is what I feel
You've only
like.
got
is
to
my
beat a
only
25 this time.
Ah!
Bradley.
option. All right, so I'm gonna roll again, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I got him this time. Got him this
Please
time.
get like a 26.
I hit the button.
Oh my god. Oh my heart.
All right.
Oh fuck.
This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. This is going to be so
Yeah, it
rough. Okay. You do not escape. This thing has you gripped. It's like being in a vice. You are unable to even like wriggle much, you know, you're like barely moving. This thing is just tightening its grip on you. You're probably losing breath a little bit as it starts to crush you a little more. The thing is like its arms are swiping wildly behind it at Ellie, but it's got you locked down. You still have a bonus action if you have anything you can do on that.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading something. Because a reaction is different than a bonus action, correct?
Reaction, yeah, is like on a trigger usually.
Okay. I don't think there is anything I can do.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any bonus actions I can use. I think I'm gonna try hugging it.
I love you.
Wait. Hang on. Fluffy Peas just saved your life. It's not contested. You just have to beat a 14. Which means the 23 got you out.
Oh!
What? Okay.
Bless the
Thank you.
fluffy peas.
Thank you, Fluffy Peas.
The unknown entity that
You're
is
right.
fluffy
It's
peas.
not. I'm going by the grappled roll, but this thing has an escape DC of 14, so it doesn't contest you. It's just... I figured, because this thing has an athletics skill of +6, so I've been assuming that's why, but no, you just have to beat a 14, which means actually on your first action,
Son of a flower.
you bust out. There's an arrow that appears out of nowhere, ding, in its chin. It kind of distracts it enough for you to slip out underneath the arms, and actually you have another action.
That's
Okay.
right. To Emora.
I feel like because of how it all happened, I'm almost bewildered as I get out of it, like, wait, this worked kind of thing. And I'm going to get the whip out and I'm going to try to catch its legs up at the whip.
Sure you don't want to try and chop its head off?
I think about it again and then I want to go chop its head off.
You get extra attack.
Yeah, I'll try to chop its head off.
It's hard to remember sometimes,
What
but
the
at
whip,
level...
Bradley?
I know the whip is cool, but it's really not going to do much at this point.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you escaped from this thing, and you're level 5 now, so you have extra attack. Remember, you can hit twice. You're so much stronger
Whip
with
is still melee.
the sword than you think. A whip is 1d4, but you're trying to grapple it or whatever. I don't know.
I grab my whip, it falls out of my hand, and then I grab the great sword and I go for its head.
Give me 2 attack rolls.
I'm just emotionally attached to that whip, all right?
I know.
I use it coolly.
I know you
19
do.
and 24.
They both hit. Give me the damage. Do you chop its head off?
Yes!
Yes!
You drop out from under this thing. You pull the whip out and it falls out of your grip before you bring the greatsword upwards, swinging up the front of this thing's face. It's chopped off. The face is removed, but it lets out a horrible screech before you bring the greatsword again across to take the actual top of its head off. The huge thing kind of stumbles one way, stumbles another. These enormous arms fall suddenly limp to its side as it crumbles in on itself and falls into the smoke. As it falls into the smoke, yeah, you step backwards. Here's the thing, though. Ellie, you see as it falls into the smoke, it does that same thing that the walls were doing before. As the walls disintegrated and turned to kind of dust, this thing does the same thing as it's falling into the smoke. Everyone sees this. The dust. It kind of just Thanos is away, the Thanos snap thing where it kind of vanishes before it even hits the ground. It turns to smoke, returns to the smoke of the area around it and the dust, and it is gone. Then, Ellie, you hear, and no one else hears it, but you hear a voice that says,
Come then, into the catacombs of time.
and that is where we're going to end today's session. Slightly late.
Holy shit. That was
Good
amazing.
job. You did a good job
That
there.
was teamwork.
That was teamwork. That was
some
really good.
Really good teamwork.
Yeah.
You really
I-
controlled that fight as well. It was kind of fun.
That, you know, back in episode 1 when we were bumbling around, and then now, you know, I really feel like we've grown together to know what we can do.
Agreed.
It's quite special. Also, I don't think Suna has seen anything like that ever in her life. So I don't know about y'all, but nightmares for me.
Right, the nightmare creature. Yeah, there's.
Yes, never.
It
seen
touched
one.
me, so I'm
It's-
forever scarred.
Yes.
It reminds me of
Literally.
Dead Space.
It was
But
such a
Yes,
Dead
limbs,
Space
that's why I was like,
monster.
Necromorphs.
yeah.
I was
Oh,
thinking
it's
necromorphs.
horrible.
Am I still invisible?
Oh right,
translucent?
so right before we went over, and I'm sorry that we went over people.
It's all right.
I'm so bad beyond this point at level 5 of controlling how long combat takes, because it gets wobbly and everyone can do so much stuff. So you actually have a new ability. You've unlocked your innate ability thing. The rule that I set myself was that if you guys get here and you still haven't done it, you get it. Because you've
What do we
ascended.
see?
You have a thing called the Echo Eye, which, and this is why your eye turns red, is because I wrote it at the beginning before you had red eyes. But your left eye turns entirely red and you involuntarily cry blood red tears. So as a bonus action, and I'll give this all to you in a second, Pocket. As a bonus action, you can activate the Echo Eye for 1 minute. You are able to innately understand and copy one feature of one chosen creature that is hostile towards you. You lack the ability to actively use a featured ability. You're still able to read and understand the ability and relay that information to others. If the creature has no abilities for you to mimic, you're able to insightfully understand one piece of information about them that might prove useful to you,
Holy
which we will
shit.
determine. You can use a bonus action to move the target of your Echo Eye from one creature to another as long as it's within that 1 minute, and this ability recharges on a short rest. So essentially,
What?
you're
That's so OP.
you're
That's
Kakashi.
yeah. Holy shit.
It's the Sharingan. So what you got there is that just to demonstrate it to you, I thought it'd be more fun if you because you've unlocked it through just sheer natural, coming to this point basically. It's forcibly unlocked. You took the incorporeal. I sent this to you during the thing, but I sent Pocket a spectre. The creature, a spectre, has an ability which is just a passive thing it can do called incorporeal movement. The spectre can move through other creatures and objects as if they were difficult terrain. And if you end inside of a thing, you take damage. So you gained that. So you can
I see.
mimic something. If it has something like that you can take, you'll be able to mimic it and use it. If not, it acts kind of like Libra from Final Fantasy, where you'll get some sort of relevant information that
Like a weakness or something?
yeah, or like resistances, anything like that. If not,
Okay.
that, then I'll find something to give you about it that will help you. Is essentially how
Okay.
it works.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a homebrew thing again. So that's what you get, and I'll add that to your sheet in a second. Kind of like ability stealing. Yeah, enemy skill material is another way of putting it. So that's what you got.
Wow.
That's what you would have got. Had you killed anything with the dagger? Just anything at any point.
Well, Ellie was saving it like,
I
it's
know.
gotta be an important person. And so far
Yeah.
she's like, I haven't come up with anyone important. Like, no one's
Right.
important to
Yeah.
her.
Right, yeah, no, the
important enough
rule
to
that
use
I
it.
set right at the beginning was just that you had to kill, basically, I can't remember how I worded it, but you just had to kill anything, deliver the killing blow with that thing. I really thought, do you remember when you killed the guy at the mansion?
Yeah.
I so thought you were going to do it with it then.
No.
But yeah, it's whatever. So, yeah, that's what you have now, and I think you all have unlocked all the things. Next week we'll carry on. You're not actually out of this area yet. It's not quite as simple as it was the first time you guys went into Bo's door where you just went in and met the thing and then came back out. There's a thing here, a level to complete. So we'll run really far over. So we can do super brief shout outs, or we can just end. I don't know how late you guys need to go. I feel guilty for running so late.
I'm good.
That was a fun fight.
All right.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Maybe not for Aura, but it was.
Yeah.
I know, I'm so sorry. I rolled a dice to see where it would go, KPP, and I was like, well, it's fucking going after you now, and if it gets you, and KPP's going to quit the campaign, and it got you, and I was like, well, this is it. Now she's gonna personally find me in real life.
I tried to aid.
At this point. I mean,
She
you
is
killed
the
it.
serial
You
killer.
needed to
I'm
do
gonna
15
come-
damage,
yeah.
by the way, and you did, 17 at the end. I was like, you can do... I was sitting there like, if she does the extra attack with the swords, she can kill it now. I was like, and then she at least won't kill me. Yeah.
I take out my whip, which will
And I
do
took out the
that.
whip. I was like, please, just... I think you
I
can
wanted
kill
to
it.
do something cool.
I know.
I know. Sometimes I
kill.
think about like, oh, this will be cool versus how can I kill it? So
Right,
that's
yeah.
it. I'm learning. I'm adapting.
You now with extra attack should in theory be able to deal some big damage. Great
Yeah.
swords are strong, and to be able to do essentially 4d6 potentially just with those two attacks is a lot of damage.
Aura needs to take like a note from Ellie. Ellie just charged in and murdered a specter like
Just
without
run in and
asking.
kill
just
shit.
ran in and was like, "You're dead."
Also,
I tried
Aura,
to reason with it.
Aura is the
Excuse me.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Aura is the unwilling tank as well, but the most qualified to tank as well.
I got a hug
so,
out of it, so
yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you're a lot more survivable being hugged by that thing than
Just out of curiosity, what was its movement speed?
30. Same as yours.
Same as mine.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah,
And-
it's pretty normal. It's a real
Can
thing.
I ask how
actually-
many attacks it could have done per turn?
It can do a multi-attack and it hits with its arms, or it can try and do the embrace thing. But the key with the embrace is that obviously once it's got someone, you can't hurt it anymore. So you have to get clever with
Yeah.
it. But you guys were clever
Yeah.
straight away and just pretty much controlled the whole fight. Once it gets someone, it's a little dangerous, which is the point. But realistically, just having one of you take a chunk of damage is really pretty good for a fight with these things. I'm also having to test you all, but that is a creature. These aren't. I didn't do anything special here. These are creatures. I don't actually know what the Lost is from, but it's for some reason it's from either the Monster Manual or the Tome of Beasts, I guess. But it's a really interesting creature. I just found it cool. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't make it up. Just is a stat block. If you want to see it, you can just Google it.
I wanted to cut its arms off. I probably should have.
Yeah, I guess
Very
you can do that kind of
horrifying.
stuff. Yeah.
Dead
feel like
Space
if
coming
you
in
do-
handy after.
If you do
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, we
Yeah.
have to get clever because there really isn't mechanics to like chop arms off. But
Yeah.
if you do it, I feel like it's fair if you roll high enough, then I'll probably reduce its thing. There's disarm, which is like remove the weapon. There is a move where you could
Oh my
potentially
God.
disarm someone and remove their weapon. It's just a little
Yeah.
weird because in D&D, if you're disarmed, like you were disarmed today, you had your weapon removed, but all you do is move to it and pick it up. So
Yeah.
Ooh, that
yeah, you have to
experience.
get get kind of clever with it. But I'm up for it. I'm up for you guys getting clever and fucking around with the whip and stuff. There's just, I also felt like we were running over, and I was like, she can kill it now. She can do it. She doesn't use.
You didn't let me do my cool whip thing, so it's fine.
All right. Well, you've got the.
Well,
lot
if you would
more-
have gotten hit and passed out the next time, we'd be like,
Let's-
the whip.
Could we just, as Tiger would say, for canon, say she used her. Oh, did you already pick up the sword? I was going to say she used her whip to grab the sword and then cut its head off.
I had already,
you
I had
already
already
picked it
picked up the sword.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
I just fumbled, like in Aura fashion, fumbled with the whip and was like, fine, the sword. That's how I.
And then
Yeah.
after
I do
it dies, Ellie picks up the whip and hands it to her.
yeah, and I'm just like, thank you. I put it away all
Oh,
coy, like
good
I didn't
Lord.
do that.
Yeah, I get it, but you do want to do cool things, and it's annoying because you got to roll a dice, and that's where in your head you're like, this is how this anime needs to go, and then you roll a 1, and you're like, why did I fall over?
Welp.
And that's how it is. Yeah, it's D&D. That's what makes it fun, and also makes it not fun for Katie Peters plays.
I'm fine. I
No,
swear.
I feel terrible.
No.
I don't know.
No,
can't help it.
I've survived
Any
this
of us that
far.
gotten grabbed, we would have died.
Yeah.
I mean, you did. You also
Yeah.
you single-handedly murdered a specter in that fight as well by slicing it and then catching it in vines. So that was,
Yes.
you got 2 kills.
Yeah.
It just seems horrible because for a lot of it, you were just getting murdered.
I was so scared that that thing was gonna die, and both my eyes were gonna start bleeding, and I was gonna go like even more
I
translucent.
was scared we were gonna do
Yeah,
damage.
did you
and
think you were
kill Aura.
disappearing or something?
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna make me disappear. That's
Yeah,
what
I thought something like that would happen, but yeah,
I
sometimes just
naively-
wanted-
Yeah, I just thought naively that the puzzle was her room. I didn't think we were gonna fight anything, and then it opened the door, and then I was like, oh, should have expected this.
Well, I think
So-
we probably have to fight something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
just your starter course.
Mm.
That was
Looking
the
forward.
appetizer.
Yeah.
I am
Yes.
pretty hungry.
Tune in next week for the main course and then perhaps some dessert. We'll have to see how it goes.
Dark chocolate with a little bit of mint.
Yep. Or maybe just straight up a fight with the Lord of the Dead.
That's what I was.
Merkel, the god of
That's the symbolism I was using there with the dark chocolate and the mint. Never mind.
Who's got revive?
mint, death.
Cast it on him. He's
Yeah.
dead.
That would
Yes, is
definitely work.
that's what I need to know. Is this I think I've asked you this before. Is this Final Fantasy? Does healing magic do damage to the undead?
Let's find out next time. On Final Fantasy Dying Order 7 remake. Yeah, let's do some shout outs before we
Yeah,
go a
sorry.
full hour late and everyone
Yes.
falls asleep. So who can find you where? And my brain collapses in on itself. What about you, Katie Peters Plays? Hero of the day.
Hero of the day. I got a hug out of it. I'm okay with
You
it.
did.
I stream over on Katie Peters Plays. We're raising money for St. Jude all month. If you want to come hang out, there's going to be a cooking stream soon. And I'm going to be making mac and cheese. So that's going to be fun. And then I'm doing a 12-hour this Friday.
Woo!
Woo! So come join me. I'll be around all of this week. And sometimes I'm here for Gone on Wednesdays. That PB DMs for. So, and then I get to torture Brad in that. So it works out. It all evens out, everybody. So
Yeah,
it's
you
fine.
More than had your
you
own
really
back.
do.
On Gone. What about you, Disby?
You can find me here at Twitch at DisbyRx, and I've been very much enjoying roleplay over on Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah, if you like that sort of thing, come and hang out. It was fun today, guys. Thank you.
That was good. That was good. What about you, Pocket?
Ellie's pretty much Sylvanas now. I just wanted to point that out. She's got, purple magic, and now she has tears running down her eyes, and she's dealing with death, and she uses a bow. So this is and daggers. It's pretty exciting. You can find me twitch.tv/pocket or on Twitter @pocket, and I do makeup and cosplay. Sometimes I game. And this week I'm going to be doing the Joker. So
Hell yes.
I'm really excited.
Nice. What about you, PB? What's going on?
Hello, hi. I am Pumpkinberry, and I played Suna for you today. I am on my channel. I'm playing through the Final Fantasy VII remake, and I'm crying while climbing ladders and looking at scenery, fish, for example. It's been great. I love it. I've been normally only stream 5 days a week, but I've been streaming like every single day. I am here on Wednesdays GMing Gone, the surreal thriller that KPP mentioned. Brad is a player in that one. However, I did want to let you know on Tuesday, we have the season finale. And I believe, Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time we've ever done seasons for a Tablestory show where you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what's going on.
We're having
right
a
now.
season finale of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and then they will be taking a little break and then returning.
With
So
me as
you
a
should-
cast member.
Right. So you should definitely check that out on Tuesday. And then this Thursday, we have the brand new State of Affairs, the Jane Austen Good Society roleplay show miniseries that we're going to do. Yeah, and I think that was all of the announcements. But yeah, come say hi to me on twitch.tv/pumpkinberry or on Twitter @pumpkinberry. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Nice. Yes, go and follow all of these people in their varying places around the internet. Follow them around, but be nice about it. The way that I follow my dog around when he's
Your
doing
dog follows you around.
when he's doing a poop, I have to follow him around.
Oh, right. Okay. You follow him around. You don't just let him go do his business and then wait for him to come back to you?
No,
You're
because
weird.
here's the thing, I let him poop in the bed because he likes it.
That's disgusting. That's probably more disgusting than the lost creature. It's,
Is that
it's
true?
really gross.
You don't
I
need
No,
need
it's
to know if
not
that's
true.
Okay, well, I'm just checking.
It's not
Completely
true, is
true.
it, Brad?
I let him
No.
poop in the bed.
No, no,
I believe it.
no, I don't believe it.
Love
I believe it.
No,
I kind
I
of
love
believe it.
It keeps the bed
I
warm.
kind of believe it too. Ew!
Okay, yeah, he's
for
joking.
fuck's
He can't
sake.
be real.
Gross.
Like a little.
That is gross.
It's always sunny in
Bradley Pixar
Philadelphia.
didn't happen. You better tweet that shit and literally tweet the shit.
No, dude, what the fuck? All right, so I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm very, very tired. GMing melts my brain, and I've had like 3 hours sleep. So we are going to bounce. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Go follow Brad. He's playing through Resident Evil 3.
Nah,
Twitch.tv/BradWodo.
Nah, cutting you off now. Bye.
Bye.